That is the 7th infantry that helps us out in Lower Junon. I'm gonna give them. I think they're good. I think they're good boy thing. They don't have too much. Are we actually starting? Yes, we're actually starting. We're actually starting now. So if we haven't already established this, like I said, Prettyness, Coolness, Daddy or like Bay material, activity with character in game, general personal. Sorry, Daddy or Waifu material, should I say? General personality and overall accomplishment in game. So easy S plus. You think the 7th infantry is S plus? They only come in one part of the game. That's the thing. So, well, no, 2 parts of the game, and they had our back. I'll give them at least an A tier, at least an A tier for now. So this is 7th infantry. The right commandant. I think the oh wait no, could we do a live one? Can we do a live? Can we do a live voting one? Oh, right. Yeah, okay. I mean, let's find out. Let's find out, I guess. Doesn't matter. We won't do it now. We'll try it later. Thank you. So I'm gonna give them an A tier. They are your boys. They help you out, but they maybe not S plus. Maybe not S plus. I think it could be argued up to S, but I think it might take some effort. It's just because they want to come in twice, and for the most part, they kind of have me off. Right commandant, right hand commandant. I think is what he's called. Is it the? Yeah, I think it's called right commandant. I'm gonna give him a. He's not actually all that much. He's cool. I'll give him that, and he does interact with our characters, but he also gives us a hard time. So I'm gonna give him a C. I think that's fair. Right, the commandant herself. She's waifu material, so she gets up a bit, and she's also voiced by Edelgard. So that's not helped my situations here. She's pretty cool. I like her. B? I think B seems fair. I think B seems fair. It might be that everyone might go down a tier. I'm not sure yet. I'd say I'm gonna say B tier for now. This might change to C, honestly. Like if I'm being strict about everything. But we'll see. So this is the character to do with the chocobos, where they can go here because I think they're all related. So we'll put them together. The head chef. She only deals with us first and makes us sing. I'm gonna give him C tier. She's cool. She has a cat. She's cool. She has a cat. Do you think she's an A tier? Why is she an A tier? I need an establishment on this one, Mongoose. Rude. No, I'm giving you a chance. You're fine with saying, like, what about you, Amadeus? You're saying that the 7th infantry is S plus. Why? Like, what gives them the S plus tier here? Because they've only come up in 2 parts again, but I get what you mean. Like, they're really cool dudes. They're really cool dudes. Why does Cat Chef? Because she's fun, sings, and is lovely. They're loyal and chill. Didn't that make them more on the S plus, like on the A tier? I mean, we'll give them a high A for now. We'll give them a high A for now. Come back to this one. We'll see when the whole list drops. We'll see how this works out for us. You think she's chill? She deserves a B tier. She doesn't accomplish a lot in the game though. Aside from that, she's fun, sings. You think she's A? I'd give her more than this guy. I'll give her more than this guy. I might push him down a tier, honestly. The temptation is far too real. I think I might. And I think I might put her in B, in C tier. As much as my waifu, as much of a waifu senses are tingling on this one, I'll give her a C tier. Right, so at the start of the game, there was a gentleman who was looking for a specific animal and wanted to make sure it was safe. I've forgotten what the subquest was about. I've forgotten his name. But he decided to... I think it was the mayor of one of the towns. He's not memorable, but he does have an interaction with Tifa, and I like Tifa. I'm gonna give him a C. I think that seems fair. I think that's fair to say. The doctor at North Corel. The doctor at North Corel. I think he deserves a B, honestly. This might be. We might have to come back to this one. Honestly, I think his establishment is like he doesn't do a lot with the game except for trying to help Cloud. But we'll see. Don Carneo, I think might need to get pushed down on the priority here. I think same goes here. The character that tells us to sing. Has anyone actually completed that one? Has anyone completed all of the rhythm games on this one? Am I the only one who like? I'm gonna be honest with you. I kind of didn't rate him character wise, so I might put him in D. And his interactions with the characters is mainly just to annoy Tifa, because Tifa's the pianist. So I'm gonna go with D tier for now. We might have to come back to this one. This character, I'm gonna push her back down a bit. This character appears in one D for annoying Tifa. I appreciate that. So this character here is with a second character, which I didn't have a picture of, but their character was that they kidnapped one of the robed people and was using them as bait, and we don't like her for that. So personally, I'm putting her in trash. Even though she seemed cool. She seems like she's going to be a recurring villain in Rebirth, but honestly, definitely trash. Like, don't like her. Oh, God. Oh, God, scared the camera. Jeebus. You all came in time, haven't you? You all came in time. Hello, everyone. Happy Faz Day. Welcome to the stream. My name is Faz, and we are doing a Final Fantasy VII Rebirth tier list. We've just started it, like, not too long ago. So we are established on. We've still got all of these characters to get through. So we're gonna be here for quite a while. These bottom ones are summons. The only ones we haven't included in this list is all of the Queen's Blood characters, unless they are recurring characters. So those are the ones we're establishing. Unless they've been like they had their own side quest, we're not doing anything. How are you doing today? Doing pretty. How was your stream? What were you playing today? Was it more? Oh, you're playing Gory. Oh wow, is that out? I didn't realize that was out. How was Gory? So at the moment, this is how our tier list is looking. If you've played Rebirth, you'll know what I'm talking about. If not, the 7th infantry that we see in Lower Junon, in Junon, is in our A tier at the moment. The doctor that helps us in North Corel is B tier. In C tier is occupied by the head chef in Nibelheim, the commandant, and the I think it's the mayor. I've gone when I think it's one of the villages, one of the side villages that was caring about a side quest thing. In D tier, it's the right commandant and the person who keeps making us do rhythm games. Wanting us to play rhythm games to annoy Tifa and make her do A tier stuff in that. And then we've got a person that kidnapped the roped characters in here. This is going to be spoiler heavy, so please understand we are going to be talking spoilers here. But yeah, I hope you're doing well. Hello everyone from Mongoose. Doom Pretty Stream. I hope you're doing well today. This is the character that tells us to wrangle the chocobo. I think he's D tier. He's a nice guy. Mongoose Raid. Yeah. Sorry about that. How was your stream? How are you doing today? This character here tells Prinny no. Prinny, yes. This character here is telling us gives Barrett his new weapon and tells him that it's the person who made him have his specific Swiss Army arm wants us to do, like, it's not all about killing, it's all about everything else too. Stop encouraging. Stop it. I'm gonna give him an A tier. Honestly, he's a bro and he really wants Barrett, the best for Barrett, and that guy can swing an arm, man. He barely makes an appearance, but he makes a huge impact in Nibelheim heading into Gungaga. We're gonna push this one. Where are the Johnnies? Where are the Johnnies? Where are the Johnnies? Have I missed the Johnnies? I think I've missed the Johnnies. There's a lot of swearing in that game. It was great. I beat the first boss fight in Gory, but in a box. Oh, I can understand. I completely empathize with you. Give me a moment. I'm just resetting some music. Hopefully, it's not too loud, and we don't have any issues with that. There we go. The bat boss in the demo. I see. So we're gonna push this character back to where the Johnnies are, if I can find them. Ah, there they are. I think that's where the Johnnies are. There we go. I think that makes sense. We just have to find the regular. Oh, there's Johnny. I was establishing that way. Yes, Marcus, are you gonna play it? Right. So, I hate this guy because I had to end this man's whole career. So we're back onto the list a little bit. I was trying to establish this in order of like how much appearance they have, because it'll get harder once we get to those like more appearances. This character here is the Chocobo jockey that challenges us throughout the game, and he's like the best Chocobo jockey in the whole game, and I hate him. But I had to end this man's whole career, so that's kind of why I like him. I might put him in D tier as opposed to trash, because he was just doing his best, honestly. But I also really enjoyed the fact that I kicked his ass, and you beat him. I did kick his ass. He was down for the count, and he didn't know what was coming. So I'm gonna put him in D tier. I might push him up to C, because you do have quite a few interactions with him. Maybe I might push him up to C. You know what? Yeah, I'll put him up to C. I think that's fair. He has a lot of interactions in the game. Has a huge impact with one of the side quests, and has a huge impact on the side quests, and decides that, you know, let's be fair, he's a pretty boy. He's a pretty boy. Gotta give him his props. But right now, this is where we're at. I'll put him at the. I'll put him here. He's right above my waifu. You know, that way. I'm establishing. We're establishing precedents that just because I think it's a waifu does not mean it's always going to be better. Okay, we got this lady here. Pretty boy, yeah. We're gonna have a few of these. You're gonna have a few of these. This is a waifu / mega tier list, mega husbando tier list. To be fair, this is technically the hottest husbando because you got so many. This character comes up in a side quest. Who's your waifu? Big waifu in this game is definitely Tifa or Aerith, but that's kind of like designed to annoy you in that way, where the characters are meant to be that, like, they're meant to be at that level of character, you know? Like, the story is about Aerith and Tifa, in my opinion. So I would say these two are definitely high waifu tier. You go, Jeebus. It's going to be annoying when I get there. But Jessie is pretty up there. She's up there. But in this game, we're talking about Rebirth. If this was remake, different story. If you haven't seen the remake tier list, let me go grab it for you, just in case. Just for the people in the back that don't know what I'm all about. This is the Husbando tier list for anyone who's not seen it. And oh wait, hang on. Waifu. There we go. Oh wait, they're just all here. So if you just click one of these 3 links, you can see all of the different tier lists I've done for the Rebirth, Crisis Core, and Husbando tier lists. So we had Waifu. I think it's in order. It'll be Waifu, Crisis Core, Husbando. They used to be split, and we did one for Thing last year as well. We did the Final Fantasy 16 one as well. So this character here asked us to get all the chickens, and then she, I think, proceeded to eat them. There's This was not very halal. So I don't know. On the one hand, she has like one of the more interesting side quest minigames, but on the other hand, do I dock points because she decided to kill her chickens? Fun, morbid. That's the question, right? That's the question. Faz, yes. Yes, Doomed Prinny. Armor. I don't know where Armor is. Armor might be busy. Armor might not be there. Okay, so I'm gonna put this one in. She has a fun one, so I'm gonna give her a high D. I might give her a C, depending. Why is Chadley S tier? Because he wasn't that bad in remake, honestly. Wait, Chadley was in S tier? Where? Chadley's not in S tier. Chadley is in A tier. He should be dead tier. Honestly, he's not that bad, honestly. I think he was like in remake, a lot of people really hated him, but he was your boy, you know, like he's a robot and he has access to Shinra facilities. He's taking it to the man, and you're thinking with him a lot. He's there quite a bit. He helps you quite a bit. The boy is there. But I do understand the battles may not have been the most fun. I get the feeling you don't like him, Prinny. I'm still disgusted. It's 3 years after the fact. I made that list 3 years ago. Right, Kid G. I like Kid G. Kid G was cool. I'm gonna give him a C tier. Docks him a lot of points. Because he's a really old dude, and he could probably kick my ass. But at the same time, he seemed fun. So actually, maybe I might put him in B tier. He presents what is wrong in the world. So, I think there's 2 characters here, but I can't. Oh, wait. This is Myrna. She only comes in one scene, and that's Barrett's wife. We've never seen her. Apparently, she wasn't in the original games either. So this is the first time we've seen some sort of representation of her. Emotionally, it's important. And she seemed to have had Barrett's back quite a bit. So in the one scene, remember, she had one scene. A tier. She interacted with our characters once, but it was a very important scene, so I'm going to put it in A. I might push her down to B. I'm not sure yet. She's definitely waifu material because she is definitely a wife. Fair? I think that's fair. Okay, so this character wanted to make a book. Basket. What do you mean trash? B for Barrett. B for Barrett. Why? She's literally a wife. Get in the bin first. Wait, what did I do? Wait, what's wrong? Like, she's there for Barrett because of the events. Like she's so cool in the one scene she's in. What's wrong with her being A tier? I'll give it. All right, fine. I'll put it in B. I'll put it in high B. I might change my mind though. I have the reserve to. I'll reserve to change my mind on that one. Right. The sideways character that asked us to write a book. Do you know what? I appreciate a good book, and who wouldn't want to have a waifu that reads and is a best-selling author? I'm gonna give her a B tier. And she also she does it for Marlene. She does it for Barrett. She does it for Red 13. You know what? Maybe she deserves A tier. She only comes in one point in the game. She's only one side quest. Doesn't have re-establishing stuff, but I don't want to put anyone in S tier just yet, just because they have to do something a bit more significant. So I would say, yeah, I think that seems fair. I've forgotten who this guy is, but I believe he's one of the ranch owners. I'm gonna give him C tier because I actually don't remember him all that much. Actually, no, I'm gonna put him in D tier because I don't remember him that much. I wish I could remember more about him, but I've forgotten his significance. Hang on. Maybe if I go look at his picture. Oh, hang on. Ooh, sorry. Oh, that's the wrong one. That goes here. This goes here. Rebirth. What's her name? What's his name? What does he look like? Xander. His name is Xander, but I don't know his significance. Too many windows. Get in the Yeah, I'm trying not to. But yeah, his name is Xander. I have no idea what his major significance in this is. So we may come back to him, but right now, I'll put him in D tier. I think that's fair. This is Mayor Cooper, who tries to has you off in Costa del Sol. I don't like him. He's trash. He's definitely trash. He's got a great mustache. Let's be fair. Great mustache. Great, good business acumen. Man made the entire Costa del Sol, but tried to have our boy Johnny off. What tier would you be, Faz, for taking all of the great photos? I need to probably do a tier list just on the photos I've taken. Just like spoiler heavy. All right, here's all of my photos. Which one's the best? I would say I am S++. She's waifu material because she's a wife. I mean, yeah, she's wife. What's wrong with the say? You know what? That establishes it. She's A tier. That establishes it. So many photos. So many photos. Jeez. No, she deserves it. She's an actual wife. She's definitely waifu material. This is the mayor from Calm. He actually doesn't do all that much. But he establishes a connection with all of the characters, and the guy's quite dapper. I'll give him an early D tier. I think that makes sense. Oh my god, the actual waifus. Jeebus. Okay. So these three characters, it's gonna be a bit of a hot take. We've got three characters here. That one of them is a pirate, one of them is not a pirate, and one of them is just badass. They're all waifus. They're all part of the same side quest. So in this situation, waifu material is gonna play a role. God, I'm gonna put. They may all end up in C tier, but we have two interactions with them, and we do get to have a date with Aerith because of it. So this is important, in my opinion. I'm gonna go with she's B tier, she's C tier, and I don't know. Fast, take a cold shower. Listen, yeah. Listen, yeah. Don't you dare tell me to take a cold shower when I've done nothing wrong, yeah? Yeah. So I'm gonna go with that setup right now. I think she's more like up here at the front, honestly. I'll throw a bucket of ice on you. Jeez. Listen, look, they're all part of the beach episode of the game. You can't not put them in waifu tier at all, but they're all part of the same side quest. It's just I didn't like what was it? She does the pirate thing, which is one of my less favorite mini games. She does the Red 13 football one, but she actually gives me the date. So you know, and she's pretty. So you know, there's that too. They're all pretty, but in particular. Yeah, Dion is one of the best written characters. All of says Benedict because she's our actual fast girl. Listen, you okay? I stand by what I said. I stand by what I said. I'm not taking it away. I agree with all of these. Like Benedict, I told you, we're establishing, this has been our rule set, okay? We've established the tier list rule set, okay? You can make your own tier list and tell me why I'm wrong and show me what you think. And you can even convince, the people. Just saying. I've forgotten his name, but I know he is called Mr. Staus or something. What's his name? He's got a green jacket and he's an asshole, but he's an asshole that we're supposed to like. Hang on. Where is he? Oh, Don Gus. That's his name. He's called Don Gus. Faz is enjoying this way too much. What are you talking about? Don Gus. Ooh, do I put him in C tier? Because in the end, he does give us some good fights. But he also had that one annoying fight. There's someone not on this list, Faz. Which character is this? Is Faz rated the asshole as A tier? As in the character Faz? I forgot about that. I forgot to rate myself. How dare I? Who is mentioned once. Mentioned once tier. I should put that in and just put my own picture in. Maybe that's just it. I'm gonna put that in. I'm gonna put that in as a row. We'll put that as red just to make sure. Just to make sure it's me. New. Use the Fazaroff emote. Oh no, hang on. Faz was mentioned. There we go. Done. There we go. I need to add. How do I add him in? Oh yeah, I can. Faz, I'm vexed. I can't unlock your Jeff emote. I'm sorry. Hang on. Where's Fazaroff? There we go. It'll be tiny, clearly. There we go. You're right. There we go. Just for you. There you go. Thank you for gifting Doomed Pretty a thank you. Thank you for gifting Doom Pretty a sub. Welcome to the Faz Club. Now you finally get to use the facepalm emo. Jeez. Did you just put sunglasses on me? You put double sunglasses on me? Oh, this is why Mongoose is the coolest. Mongoose is definitely the coolest. Oh, thank you. You gave a second one? God, really? Mongoose, no, stop. Ah, thank you. Thank you. You're too kind. Jeff emotes. There you go. There's your Jeff emotes. You didn't have to do that. I really appreciate that, Mongoose. Thank you. Thank you very much. I slipped. God damn it! God damn Jeff emotes. I hope you're happy. I hope you're bloody happy. Anyway. It's just gonna be fair. Like, okay. Don Gus. It's like he's dancing to the Sephiroth theme. That's what it sounds like. It looks like to me. Anyway, Don Coates is, in my opinion, either D tier or trash. I'm gonna put him in D tier. D for Don. God damn it. In a sea of Jeffs, I'm just surrounded. I'm happy with my actions. John Corneo. He actually had a fun interaction in this game. He's not as much of a... Where's the Jeff rank? We don't have a Jeff rank. We're not putting every... Maybe I should put this at the top just to be like, yes. There we go. Let me put this at the top, just to annoy people. There we go. Those FF servers are so cool, by the way. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Also, everyone. Yes, you should definitely go follow Mongoose. There you go, look. Right, Don Corneo. He wasn't as trashed here as he was in the last game. Do we keep him in trash? Do we keep Don Corneo in trash? Does he stay in trash? But like he does have the chutzpah of trying to take over Dio's whole thing. And he does have a decent following. The what? Chutzpah. The chutzpah. Said that word again. The chutzpah or the chutzpah, depending. I think it's chutzpah. Yeah. What does that mean? It just means he had the gall, the swagger, the whatever. Because he doesn't have wall market. So this is a different version of Don Caneo. Have you just made that up? No, this is the 90s. It's been around for a while. Wall Market. He's in Remake and we hate him more because he was in Wall Market. But in this one, he's established as a character who tries to take over Dio's territory because Wall Market died. It never was. It's always been a thing. I think it's a Jewish term. Or is it like a Italian thing? I'm not sure. So does he deserve to get out of thing? Is he worse than this guy? Recurring villain. Faz is using old German. I'm gonna put him in D tier. I think he deserves to get out of trash. I don't think he's as bad as he was in trash. But we'll see if he goes back in, if anyone else has a say. I think this is Tifa's dad. He only appears in one scene. Rainy interacts with Tifa. Tells Tifa she can't do anything. So I'm going to put in B tier. Sorry, C tier. We like Tifa's dad. Sacrificed his sins for things. But generally speaking, the version we see is literally the one that effectively dies. So maybe he deserves a high C tier. You know, because he died for the sins. So maybe high C. I'll put him in high C. I think that's fair. Okay, the Chocobo jockey that was dealing with Don Gus. She seems really cool, honestly. I see. Alright, fine. She seems cool. She had her backs the entire time. We only get like 2 or 3 interactions. And she loves chocobos. We have to establish this. She loves chocobos. So maybe she does deserve maybe a B tier. Maybe high C. I see FA3. No! Stop it, you. Stop it, you. Right. So, it's not a thing. No, yeah, you're right. It's not a thing, Mongoose. Stop making it a thing. I think there's a lot of people in C tier. And there's a lot of people in D tier. Maybe some characters could go into trash. Alright, we'll put him in trash. A lot of these characters, like the 90s Faz, was called FA3. But God damn it. Stop it. It's starting to get it. Stop it! Faz Cubed. That sounds like a cool rapper name, honestly. Like, instead of Ice Cube, it's Faz Cube. Instead of Ice T, it's Ice D. When you see Faz again, please call him FA3. No. We're not establishing this. Right. I think she's cool enough to be in C tier at the very least. I just don't know if she deserves to go higher. I'll put him up to C. I think that's fair. Died for our sins. She has her back. She has our back. Maybe. I'm not sure. The Grandmaster of Chocobos. Found him annoying. But was teaching this character quite a lot. So maybe B tier? Like, we see him at the end, but we only see him for like 1 bit. And he did give us the Jet Chocobo. There was that too. But he did make us get all of them green thingies. Those green vegetable things. So I don't know whether to put him in C or B. I want to put him definitely in A. No, in... Because we see him throughout the entire journey. And he loves Chocobo, so maybe he deserves S. He's there from the start of the journey to the end, effectively. And his whole story, get to see his whole story unfold. We get to interact with him. Our first S plus character is this character, whose name I've completely forgotten. But he was kind of important. What's his name? I think music ended. Give me a moment. Chocobo Billy. That's his name. Choco Billy. Green vegetable things like peas. Yes, they made us do the flying things. And it was a little bit confusing. So, it was one of those. So we got to see his whole story, and we actually got to see his have his resolution. Chocobo Billy or Choco Billy, I think his name was, and it's Chocobo Sam when that comes up eventually. Okay. Give me a moment. There we go. There we go. Got an FF7 lo-fi players you can use. Oh, thank you. You basket! You basket! No! I didn't click off of it fast enough. I didn't click off of it fast enough. It got me. You got me. It's like, why did I assume? Hang on, did it come up in the thing? No, it didn't. It just says Francoface Z. You basket. Hate it. Hate it. Hate it, hate it, hate it. Okay, Chocobo. I've forgotten her name. But she's. Why do you not have ad plug? It did go straight to the song. Okay, it did go straight to the song. You should be happy. You got me, alright? To the song. Okay, it did go straight to the song. You should. Right. Let me. What we're doing here. I think they deserve to be together, but honestly, she didn't do as much as thing because once she was done, you didn't really have a reason to go back to her. So as much as I maybe I should make Marlene tier again. Hang on, I need to make Marlene tier. I finally got you. I found you, the Iblis trigger. You know what? I'll give her Marlene tier. She's not a terrible character. We barely get to see her, but she means so well, you know. This character, the one that has a crush on Johnny. She is waifu. She has a fight with Tifa though, so I don't think we like her. So I'm gonna put her either in C or low B. I'm gonna put him in C for now. Nah, yeah, B seems fine. I think B's fair. B's fair. Because she stalks us for the majority of Castellazzo. Doesn't understand when she don't got it. And then when but she's a redhead and she has a crush on Johnny. Interacts with our characters. Significant impact. She's pretty cool. A tier. It's the Johnnies! It's just 5 Johnnies, so I think he goes in S+. We do not. We do not? I'm gonna put both of them in S+. Like, they had Johnny's back and we like Johnny. S Yuri Yuri Lowenthal's. 5 Yuri Lowenthal's. Agreed. I think S+ is fair, right? S+ sounds fair. So this is the one Queen's Blood character that was a robot. It's called, I think it was Wise 3.0. And he's only comes in like one fight when you get to like big enough. But he had probably one of the most interesting scenes. I'm going to put him in B tier. Not significant enough to... Not a high significant, but a decent one. I mean, he might go down to C tier because he's a robot. Not very wise, was it? No, not very wise at all. Because what happened was he lost and then he gave us the information about the Queen's Blood stuff. Zack's parents. Zack's bloody parents. We love Zack's parents. We only had one maybe she only interacts with 2 characters, and they're literally husband and wife. So you know, they're definitely husband and wife material. They're definitely husband and wife material. I want to put them in A tier. I can't not put them anything less. I want to, but I'm gonna put them there. I might push this up to S. Honestly, you might be right on pushing this up to S because it's the same situation with the 5s, with the Johnny 5s. But you know, Johnny 5 is alive, bro. Johnny 5 is alive. Chocobo Sam. He's a bit cold to Chocobo Billy, but when his whole thing was that he was part of the, like, technically he's supposed to be part of this trio, so we'll push him across for now. We'll push him away for now. Kind of important. Kind of important. Kind of important. So we're pushing down. We're pushing some people. We're kicking some cans down the road for now. That character that appears in Integrate that I have no idea about, but she has a significance in Cosmo Canyon because she helps us go through Biggs's trials, and she is waifu. So you know, B. Should we say B? I think B sounds fair. Because she kind of is useless for the most part. But she does help us. I'm giving her benefit of the doubt for Integrate. Otherwise, otherwise if I think, because character does nothing bad, but she's hot. Where's the lie though? My point here is she doesn't do much in the game, but she has more significance because of Biggs' situation, Biggs and Wedge. And we get to go through that. So the question is she A or B tier? I think B sounds fair. So you know, I told you this. Just because it's waifu doesn't mean that they get significant. Are you saying she's C tier or D tier? Like, you tell me, Amadeus. Go on, explain this one to me. I wanna hear it. I wanna hear it. I think she might go into C, but she, like, compared to some of the other characters here, we get to interact with her more than we get to interact with some of these characters here. That's the reason why. You think D tier? Does nothing. She's the character that, like, I think what was established was that she was the last character to see Biggs. She was the last character to see Biggs. So I don't know if that has more. I'm going to put it in C tier. I'll put it in C tier. I'll put it next to the hot pirate lady. Better? Does more than the hot pirate lady does. Like, she actually does something. So yeah, you know what? Maybe fair. We'll put her in C. We'll put her in low C. May push her down to D later down the line, depending on when we readjust everything. Okay, this character appears in Remake. What do we put him in Remake? We gave him trash because he caused the whole situation to happen with Tifa. And then he had another girl, but he had a change of heart. So we've had character establishment and we had character development with this character. Question is, do we push it further? I'm going to go put him in D. He doesn't really... He caused his own problems, but he's trying to be better. He has one interaction with the scene, and he's still hot. So there's significance here. I think there's a significant change from where he was. I think that's fair. He goes out of trash. He gets out of trash. He's not trash tier yet, unless he does something bad again. He doesn't do much though, so he may get put back in there. I'm not sure. Maybe 5 seconds of gameplay. Maybe he goes into 5 seconds of gameplay. Maybe we should put more people in 5 seconds of gameplay. Chocobo Sam. 1. What do we put him in the original? Does he... he was in C tier because he helped put Tifa in the situation. I'm going to put him in D. Actually, though, he helps Chocobo Billy. do stuff. So he's actually a little more significant. So I'd probably say here would be better. High D. High D sounds fair. Madam M. What? I'm having to have a look at. I need to have a look at. Madam M was in S tier. She barely did a thing in this game except for fight me in Queen's Blood. You know what? She's gonna go down a tier. She's gonna go down a tier. She barely does anything in this game, so you know what? C tier seems fair. I think C tier sounds fair. Big drop from remake, but she's not the focus of this game. We only see her 2 times in the game, which is the play and Queen's Blood game, and but other than that, her waifu-ness only takes us so far. Her waifu-ness only takes us so far. Even with her establishment, she's rich. She does go for business ventures, so you know what? I gotta give her smarts for this one. Right, next up. This all makes no sense, by the way. Don't take this too seriously. It's all meant to be dumb. Right. So, we've got... He's still fit. He's still cool. Let me see. Where do we put him in the last game? He got... What did I put him? Did I not put him in the last tier list? Did he miss it? Oh, he was in S tier. Okay, we didn't get to dance with him this time. So, I'm putting him in B tier. Low B tier. I think low B tier sounds fair. He still got all of the things that he got in remake, but we didn't get to interact with him all that much. So we're gonna put him in B tier. I think that's fair. Okay, the gym people are back, baby. Right, where we're putting this character. I liked him a lot. He was really cool. He actually gave us a lot of confidence. He's a returning character, does similar things, and boosts Tifa's confidence. And he's literally fit. I can't argue with that. That's gonna go in A tier. These two are probably more likely to be in B or C. I think both of these were in remake as well. So I'm gonna put them in. I'm gonna put them in B, C. Ooh, this one was a cool one because it was a character that established that Tifa was like, oh, she wants to learn from Tifa. Strong woman. One interaction though. Do I want to put it in C? I don't know if I want to put it in C tier. I really don't know if I want to put it in C tier. I want to put it in B tier. I want to put it with the rest. It may just end up being that I'll put these two a bit lower. I'm going to sleep Lex, dude. Thanks for the trash tier. No problem. This tier, no problem. This tier list makes no sense. Like I said, if you want to know what the list of rules is for the tier list, it's let me go find it. The tier list is set on these rules, and it doesn't mean I'm fully following it. Pretty or coolness, daddy or waifu material, meme material, activity with character in game, general personality or overall accomplishment in FF7R. So yeah, that's how it all works. Sweet dreams, Doom Prinny. Thank you very much for the raid. I hope you enjoyed. So next up, we have these two. Where's Don Corneo? Don Corneo's in trash. Where did I put these guys on the last list? Oh, I gave them B tier. You know, they were established. They had charisma for days. They were Don Corneo's hype man. But we only saw them once. Well, no, twice. So we had more interactions than usual than most other characters. I say C tier seems fair. It seems unfair to put Madam M with these two. So I may have to come back with these guys. That seems like such a like poor company for her. But she's established a lot. We only had like one interaction with her in Rebirth, as far as I remember, which is on the boat. And then after that, I don't remember. We like see her in backgrounds of other things, so we see her in Golden Saucer later. Okay. This is the mom. I've forgotten where the girl is. Oh yeah, I forgot about the Chocobo girl. That's where it was. That's what was missing. The Chocobo girl. Need to add her in. Did I put her in? I'm sure I did. Oh no, it's here. She's here. I'm just blind. So I like the Chocobo character. I like these two a lot. They're wholesome. And she's a mom. And she's annoyed because she wants to be stronger as a character. Literal wife. Character who really wants to do her best. And she has a fight with Yuffie, which is not very easy to do. So I've got to give her props for that one. I'm going to put her in C tier. I'm going to put her maybe in B tier. Because her one interaction with it is that she just cares about her kid. And honestly, there's nothing more sweeter when it comes to stuff like that. So I think B tier, maybe high B tier. The problem is, like, we get to have a date because of her. So that's the problem I'm having with this character here. We get to have a date with Aerith because of it. Because of her side quest. We go find shells, and everything we do with the shells affects that particular one. It's great. I'm going to push him down the road a little bit because he's still significant story-wise. I'm going to push him forward. Snaps. Doing his best, but we meet him all the way through. I think it's fair to put him in C. I might have to move some of these characters up and down, just because then it's a little more like leveled out. Because I think there's too many characters in C tier right now. But Snaps, it always takes a picture of Cloud, gets his good side. To be fair, that actually gives him a plus. And we get to interact with him quite a few times, so maybe he does deserve B tier. Man knows how to take his angles, you know. Man knows how to take his angles. Can't not give him the boy his props. And he's working. He is doing his best. Yeah, I'm giving B tier. I think B tier sounds fair. This character, whose name I've forgotten, he helps us at the start, and then he has a tragic end. We're kind of sad for him. I'm gonna put him in A tier. Oh, sorry, I'm gonna put him in B tier. I think that's fair. He's a really cool dude, swell guy. Aerith's mom, and we were sad. I was sad. I was heavily sad. She doesn't do anything. She's story wise, but she interacts with Kid Aerith. Oh my god. And regular Aerith. She interacts with both Aerith. This is Eri? Where do I put her? Literal wife? Do I put her with literal wife? Eri? Yeah. Because she interacts with both Kid Aerith and adult Aerith at the same time. And wait a second, not Marceline. Marley, I think her name is. Who ends up taking care of Aerith later. Like, the more I think about it, like, while she has only had one interaction, her interaction is really significant. I'm really wanting to put her in B tier, maybe even A. Maybe even S, jeez. Because it's not a small impact. It's not a small impact at all. I'm actually struggling with this one. Maybe I should put her in Marlene tier for now. Just because I don't know where else to put her. I feel like putting her in A or S really devalues her. But it's like her significance is that impactful. I don't want to put in S or S plus because in those specific ones, Marlene is usually like that sort of character of innocence to me, and you can't not help but love her. It's the same thing that I'm having with like Aerith's mom. Just escaped Hojo and tried to free Aerith. We get to see little Aerith and big Aerith in the Sector 7 slums. We get to see Marley for the first time. I think Marlene tier sounds better. The Gin attack. G baby baby. G baby baby. We only get to see him one time. They have a very striking impact. But they do have a community. Gotta give them that. So it's not just like one thing. But they are sending us to go get the black materia. So it's a bit of a problem here. How do we weigh this up? On the one hand, they're immortal. So we never have to worry about them leaving us. But on the other hand, they are telling us to go get the black materia so that they can effectively themselves. They could be literal trash. Or they could be B tier. Because they have a significant thing they're asked us to do. Alright, I'm going to put them in C. I think let's like cut through the middle there. I'm going to put them high C. They tell us to do something significant. I might have to like change some of these characters around. Because I'm having to try and establish like why they do something. They have to have significant impact in the end. That's the main thing. Hang on. Where's she gone? That one character that everyone's gonna call me out on. This character here may get pushed up to A. I think she deserves A tier. She gives us a date with Aerith. Like I can't fault that. Dine. That one's a rough one, honestly. Man's gone crazy. But he's a man of conviction. I think he deserves S tier, you know. And he has a cool gun. We have a fight with him as Barret. We have to stop him, but do we? I felt sad for Dine in the end. He's gonna die in another day. So I'm gonna put him in S tier for now. Like he may have only had like one major plot point, but his plot point was with Barret. And his plot point is directly related to Marlene. That's the thing. So I can't not honestly like consider that moment. And plus he has one of the cooler designs. Bugenhagen! He's literally a dad. S tier. He's literally 13's dad. And he has huge significance with character. I don't know if I'll push him down to A. Just because it's the idea of he had to be challenged. You know what? No, I'll put him in S tier. Because the difference was that he was challenged and he was against his own thoughts and feelings. And then at the end of it, he changed his mind. He was challenged, and maybe he didn't like it because of his old age or whichever way you want to go about it. But he gave us Seto. He gave us the story about the gene attack. He gave us the establishment of the ceremony that allowed Aerith to start of accept herself. He's a great character. Yeah, he's definitely S tier. He's a great character. He's amazing. Man deserves his S tier. Man's a lad. Man's your boy. I think it might be an S plus, if anything. I'm gonna put him S plus. Good. All right, Scarlet. Scarlet is waifu, definitely. You can't deny the waifu materials here. Please understand there is waifu materials aspects on this. She was S tier in the previous list, but she single-handedly beat the boys team. That when the girl squad came up, she got wiped. And honestly, the fact that she took out the strongest members of the team, which was at that point, Cloud, Barrett. Let's try that again. She pinned down the strongest members of the team, which is Barrett, Cloud, Thread 13, and I've forgotten what the last character it's just 3 characters. What am I talking about? It's 3 characters in the party. Is significant. Is massively significant. Sid is the last, not Sid. What's his name? Kate Sith. Are you sure you played the game? I'm sure. Scarlet comes in. She drops down two monsters, and at that point pins down the thing with her weapon, and it took the other team to beat her. I remember playing a Sid. Sorry, not Sid. Kate Sith. Sorry. My apologies. She was S tier on my waifu list. She's got a significant position in Shinra. And she hasn't slapped Tifa yet. So the question ends up being is, does she stay in S tier or does she go down a significant bunch? Didn't get as much of screen time as she would in the original games. So I'm going to go with probably B tier. But to be fair, the original game was much shorter. So that's kind of the problem you're having, is that a lot of this is a far wider stretch of time. Remake was what, 60 hours at best, whereas Rebirth is definitely 120. So we have to consider that timing a little bit. She doesn't have that many interactions except for that one in the thing, and she successfully she leaves. You fight them as Aerith, Tifa, and Yuffie. I'm gonna put her in B tier. She's not trash. Definitely not trash. I think B tier sounds fair. She's gone down significantly from her remake days. She's gone down significantly from her remake days. Right, Palmer. Palmer had 3 scenes, I think. One of them was the fight you have with Aerith, which is probably one of the toughest fights in the game. Because I wasn't used to playing Aerith, Red 13, Cloud. And the second one was the interaction at the haunted house at the hotel. So we get to have him off. I think he's probably going to be C tier, maybe D tier, maybe even trash. I'm not sure yet. Let me check my old list. I'm using my old list as a significance here. It was C tier. Ooh. So yeah, he's gone down to trash. He's trash tier. Barely any interaction with him. He has a funny moment, but generally speaking, definitely trash tier. Hated his fight. I'm supposed to like his character more, as in like he's meant to be more tongue-in-cheek, and they did try to make that more obvious, but given that we don't get as many interactions with him and the fight that we have with him isn't as significant as the one with Scarlet, I'm going to put him in trash tier. He was in C tier last time, so I think this is a massive drop for this character. Reeves, completely trash tier. I'm sorry. He's completely useless. Does not do anything helpful. He changes a poster one time. He basically plays on Photoshop. Plays on Photoshop for one day, and that's it. That's all we get to know about the character. We get to know 2 things. That he was trying to have pushback on Midgar. He controls. We don't know that yet, Amadeus. He is Kate. We don't know that yet, Amadeus. We need to know when the story establishes, oh, he was Kate Sith all along. Then I will turn around and say, yeah, sure, fine, whatever. What do you mean? We don't know that. He doesn't establish that in Rebirth. There's no establishment of him. There's only one scene because he has Kate Sith in his office fast. It doesn't make a difference. We need the reveal. We need the reveal. We need the reveal to establish him as Kate Sith. I get it. I get it where you're coming from. I see what you mean. He has it in the office. But this is not it. This is not it, Chief. He is trashed here. He is not the same character as he played as Reeves, okay? Reeves didn't play it, didn't help the crew. That might be the most stupid thing I've heard. No, it's not stupid. Because we don't see it. We don't see it. We don't see it. We don't see Reeves being revealed as Kate Sith at all. We only see an implication and that's it. Reeves as a character still is just the Photoshop man. Okay? He is trashed here right now because it's completely and utterly useless outside of that. What did Reeves do? He tried to establish the thing. He had no power in the Shinra's organization. Tries to make it easier for the Avalanche crew. Fair, I'll give him that. But other than that, what else does he do? What does he do as Reeves that is helpful? What does he do as Reeves outside of those two interactions? Doesn't interact with our main characters. Doesn't interact as Reeves. As Reeves, let me be very clear. As Reeves. As Kate Sith, different story. As Kate Sith, different story. But as Reeves, no. Trash. He's absolutely trash. We will revisit this. But right now, he's definitely trash. Okay? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not making the same mistake again as I did with the Zack stuff. He has to win. They're the same. I know that. But what Rebirth story-wise has not established is that they are the same character. They've not said Reeves is Kate Sith. The crew must establish that he is Kate Sith. That's it. Other than that, there is no establishment for it. There's some implication that certain characters know who he is. The Turks do. It's shown when. Tell me when. I'm sorry, but Reeves has not shown, like, there has to be some establishment of saying Reeves, like, let me be very clear about what I'm looking for, because Cloud doesn't know it doesn't mean the player can't. Yes, exactly, that's the point. Remember, it's interaction with cast, not just interaction with us. Just because we know that by the significance of implication does not mean anything. It's the same problem with the Zack situation. Like, I would like to give Reeves more of a shout here, but from the scenes that we've seen with Reeves in and what he does for the crew, he does not have a strong impact with Team Avalanche, but he does as Kate Sith. That's a different character, a character he is playing as. Right now, they're two separate characters. As Kate Sith, fair dues. As Reeves, completely useless, trash, useless character. Doesn't help anything. He's not a bad guy. Like, let me be very clear. He's not a bad guy, but he's not a character that has any significance in Rebirth in a meaningful manner for the main crew. I understand what you mean by, like, he is Kate Sith. I get that. But until Cloud and the crew finds out that's the case, they are not the same characters. And we as the players, we have only implication. We don't have the we have the implication that he works for Shinra. We have the implication that some of the Turks knows who he is, and we have the implication that it could be that Reeves is Kate Sith. Those are implied things. They're not outright said. Like, you're Kate Sith. How dare you help the crew? Like, he didn't take a bullet for anybody yet. Right now, especially right now, this is the worst part about this, right? Is you've just kind of sealed his fate. He's the one who gave the key to the ancient temple. It was because of him. You've sealed his fate in trashed here. You think I'm supposed to be happy for him just because he does all that? Like, by that significance, if we're saying the two are the same characters, it's his fault. All of the events that happened with Aerith is his fault. So yeah, Reeves, definitely trashed here. I was going to contemplate putting him in D tier, but now that's just established that he's definitely trashed here. Completely useless, doesn't do anything helpful. I'm sorry, man. There's gonna be a take like this. This is unfortunately the one. I can't even use the fact that he is a Shinra employee, but he's a Shinra employee that is completely useless. A Shinra employee that doesn't appear in the final section in the game, and you know when all of the others do, like Scarlet, Palmer, Hojo, Rufus, all appear in the final section of the game as far as I remember. Then you got the Turks. They all appear in the final section of the game. He's not even there, but he's there as Kate Sith, right? That's what we're establishing. But Kate Sith is there, not him. Kate Sith, not Reeves. I'm sorry. You gotta have this one, unfortunately. Gotta have this one. In fact, I'm gonna put him in here as well. He's not trash, but he's definitely more useless than he was in the previous game. Right, Kyrie. Kyrie is a character that I kind of learned to like, depending on the sitch. Hang on. Let me just do this. I'm sorry. I want to believe. I want to believe in Reeves. But right now, there's no bereaving here. There's no bereaving at all. Okay? There's just there's actually just bereaving. Kyrie has a banger song, B tier. I actually don't know what her song is, but I know she gets annoying at the start, and then over time you kind of like her more. Because she's such a tryhard. I want to appreciate. I swear to God. All right, it's not. It's okay. Not a Rickroll. I appreciate you telling me that. I'm sorry, but hang on. Let me pause my my lo-fi stuff. I was gonna put her in B, and she is waifu. Let's be fair. I'll put her in A tier. The song pushed her over. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. It's so 2000s. Jeez. I think A tier seems fair. I was gonna put it in B tier. I think I was contemplating whether B or S, because you start to like her over time. You hate her at the start, but you start to like her over time because it's not like you miss her, but it's just a case of she's like a nice reminder of things. So I think A tier or B tier might make sense, because maybe I might put her back down to B tier, but she is waifu material. Because she's trying her best. She's a great talker. She's basically like a more... she's less physical. She's like a Yuffie light. I think that might be fair. So maybe that might be more of a reason to put her in B tier. So I'll put her in B tier for now. She's Yuffie light. She tries really hard. She wants to... She wants to do the best she can where she can feel like herself. Cloud helps her a lot, as well as with Yuffie. Yeah, I think B, maybe A tier. I think that one might swap around a little bit depending on how I'm feeling by the end of the stream. Okay. Where else is there? Then we have... You know what's funny? Kyrie was in trash tier before. Kyrie was in trash tier before. Jeez, that's a glow up and a half. That's a glow up and a half. I had to go check where she was last time. She was definitely in... I think she's improved as a character so much. Is she B tier? Is she worth being B tier? She only appears once. Unlike in Remake, I think she had more of an appearance in the thing. I'll put her in C. Like, again, she's a literal mom character. Can't fault that. She's established. She's already strong, independent. She's talented. Could go up to A tier by potential, but she only appears once in the game. So, which a lot of these characters have only appeared once in the game, and a lot of it is down to significant impact with the main story or with the characters that I like. So, I would probably say C tier. Maybe B tier if I'm happy about it. Like if I'm happy to push it up. But we'll see where we are at with the rest of the game. Because I might still like level things out and be a bit more stricter. Because right now it's in that phase of we're going to have a bit of a mess about. And then it's like, okay, let's try and whittle this down where it makes a little more sense. So that will be a case of significance afterwards. Like there's my personal opinion and then there's logic added to it. Value added logic. Val. But yeah. Yeah, let's go back. Okay. She had a glow up, man. She had a glow up and a half. Wah, wah, wah. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, wah, wah. There we go. All right, right. Roosh. I love Roosh in this game. In the first game, he was a lot more annoying, but obviously that's kind of his point, that he is really frustrating to beat. He's also the first soldier fight you deal with, so the other significant... I really liked him a lot. I think, if anything, he's your boy. I think he's either in S or A tier. You love his hair. It is a shame of what happens to his character. But that kind of shows, like, the guy went all in, 100% all the way to the end. He went full throttle till the end. I gotta respect that. I gotta respect the passion. I'm gonna give him an S tier, I think. I think I may just get him S tier, maybe A tier, just because he ended up becoming a rogue person. But yeah, I think S tier or A tier at the moment. I'm gonna put him in S. Sorry, I'm gonna put him in A. I don't know if I'll put him in S yet. No, he has a significant reason. Like he lets us go. He deserves it. Like he appears like 3 or 4 times in the game. He establishes that he's gonna fight us. When we win the fight, he lets us go. Especially with the Troop A. Yeah, I think that's fair. Especially with the 7th Infantry. Then stuff happens to him, and then he goes all out and becomes like full powered Rush, and then loses the fight, and then becomes a rogue person. So you know what? Fair. I think S tier sounds right. You know what? I give him that. It's just a shame what happens to him. Right, Rufus Shinra. I'm gonna kick him down the road a bit because I think there's a few other characters that we can go through first before we get to that. I'm gonna put this like this. We are coming towards the end of this. We're actually not too far away. I've put Zack towards before the final 6 or 7. So, playable. Okay. I'm just readjusting this this list so that it establishes the characters we need to establish in order. I think that's fair. Right. Oh, this just goes on Marlene here. She's great. She takes care of both. She takes care of both. We have the interaction with with Aerith's mom. We find out about young Aerith, and then I think is that who I think it is. Let me just make sure I've got these names right. Oh, Mayor Rhonda. That's the one. That's the other one. So I think that's the right one. Let me just make sure that I'm looking at the... Oh, that's Claudia. She only appears in one scene. That's not fair on her. That's Claudia. She only gets one scene. You know what? She cares about that's Claudia Strife. Same situation. I think she deserves her. Oh, I think she deserves Marlene here. Honestly, she cares about Cloud. We're gonna probably see a few times of more Cloud stuff, but damn, like I think Claudia, Claudia Strife, worth it. She's a literal wife. Um, she may go down a tier, based on how it was in previous tier lists, but I want to try and establish that I think most of them like mom type characters is like, yeah, just if they have any interaction with Marlene, they're most likely gonna end up in there. This is Maya Ronda. She was in Lower Junon. This is the character that teaches Tifa how to fight, but I actually don't know what he does. He doesn't really have like a huge significance, so I'm gonna put him in D tier. Maybe even trash because he's so useless. Like we see him at the start of the game, I believe, and he establishes like, "Oh, I'm a great fighter, me," and I taught everything. I'm looking for great fighters, but then I don't know if he ever appears in another scene. So do you know what? Maybe he just goes in trash because he's never around when you need him. This is the character that we go save in Cosmo Canyon, as part of the Avalanche team. I think it's part of this. Where's the character? Where is she? Um, this character here, and he's less competent than her, so I'm probably gonna put him there. I want to put him in D tier. We go out to save him. He goes back to Avalanche, and that's about it. Nothing else was kind of established about his whole setup. This is the mayor from this is the mayor from Lower Junon. She's really cool. I think she's badass. She runs an entire community. Maybe on the older side. But you know what? She's in B tier. Significant. She helps our crew. We help a lot of people in our community. And significantly more memorable than some of the other mayors that we have been dealing with. Okay, I don't need to say much about Marlene. Marlene just goes in Marlene tier, okay? Don't need to establish much. She was in every 5-second scene, 5-second gameplay scene, but she's Marlene. Why would I ever hate Marlene? I could never hate Marlene. Marlene's cool. Right. We're getting to that point. So I'm just making sure I haven't missed characters, but I think I am missing a character from this part of the list, which is the woman that ends up taking care of Aerith when she's Aerith. I've forgotten her name though. Can someone remind me what her name is? I think it's Marley. What was it? Where am I looking? Madam Maeve, Magic Pot, my. I'm missing one. Yeah, I think I'm missing one, which is the character that takes care of Aerith and Marlene in Sector 5, whose name I've completely forgotten. Elmira. Did I not download Elmira? Yeah, I didn't download Elmira, and no one told me. Jeez. Let me fix this. Give me a moment. while I fix this. No one told me to fix this. No one told me about Elmira. One job, guys. One job. Give me a second. I'm just like adding the one in. There we go. There we go. Why we didn't put her in, I don't know. But we're fixing it now. That's her name. Yeah. Right. Getting back to it. Elmira Gainsborough. She would either go in Marlene tier, but honestly, she deserves her S+. Takes cares of Marlene, took care of us and Aerith in the first game. What did I give her in the original? She was A tier. I think A tier may have been a bit too kind. I think she deserves S, honestly. Like, what was past me thinking? She does so much for us. But she doesn't do anything significant outside of Sector 5. In this case, is that at least during her gameplay, she's got more of a significance for her story. Taking care of Marlene, Zack, and Cloud? Jeez. Like, she just deserves Marlene tier. I think that's fair. Maybe putting her in... I'm going to put her in Marlene tier for now. I just don't know if I'm just going to establish Marlene tier as characters that I don't feel... Like, these are characters I just want to protect. Like, the entire time, it doesn't matter what they're there for. For me, protecting them is more important. I wonder if there'll ever be a male character that'll meet that standard. But right now, Marlene is top Marlene tier. Just like, this is Marlene tier. This is the characters I just want to protect all the time. I was sad for the rest of them. So, like, Claudia Strife. We meet I've forgotten her name, what the Elfana, I think her name is. And obviously I think she deserves like top. We want to protect her because she is top. She is great. Right. Wedge. No, this is Tiger Blood Biggs. Tiger Blood Wedge. I think it's I'm getting confused between names again, aren't I? Oh, Wedge is big boy. Tiny Hands is big. This is the thing. He's kind of trash in this game. He doesn't really do much. He just mopes for the most part of the game. As a pretty boy as he might be, he only gets a C. Biggs, however, has a significant output, in my opinion. His one storyline where we just see him get taken out is so important because we see him get taken out twice in the game, in the series. I wonder if Biggs is gonna die in the sorry, if Wedge is gonna die in the third game. Like we're gonna see him die a third time. So I'm gonna put him in B tier. I think it might not be significant. I think this might change because he's only in the subquest with these characters. Like it just seems so weird, right? That this character has done less than this character is, because all that's proven is that he was such a huge part of Avalanche's team, and you kind of want a boy. You want the boy to be the boy. No, what? It's just by this point in the game, it's sad because you see Barrett and Tifa's expressions of the whole thing. So this might push him up to A. Honestly, I think he deserves it. He worked so hard to be respected by the rest of the team. And a lot of the characters in A tier don't have a huge significance, but sometimes their interactions with the other ones have a grander significance than think. Maybe even push him as far as S tier, because now we've got his through line of his character arc from remake to now. This guy is carrying. He's a significant character. Big cuddly bear, tries his best to be the optimist of the group. Everyone bigs him up as well. Like that's the other thing, is that he's where's his thing? You know, I'll give him this, that he bigs up the team. He tries to do his best. He has an interaction with Zack and dies. That's the problem with that I find with Biggs. But Wedge did so much for the team. Like from what was established, what we've seen from him. Because that was basically his send-off. So I'm gonna put him in. I'm gonna take the executive decision of putting him in S. He deserves his S tier. You know, God rest his soul. Shinro rest his soul. Jesse. Reeves did. We saw what Biggs did for the people. Okay. We saw what Biggs did. The guy went into a raid, got shot, and thrown out of the window. And then we see a flashback of the stuff that he did do as Biggs. Okay? Sorry, as Wedge. We saw what Wedge did. And he was called Wedge. He didn't have a pseudonym or a secondary name. He was called Wedge. Alright? Alright? Reeves, as Reeves, did far less. Kate Sith, as Kate Sith, did way more. But right now, Reeves did not do more than Biggs. Did not do more than Wedge. At this rate, here's what I'm getting, right? By significance of the story, Reeves did more than Biggs did. And the problem is that even by establishing his first part of the story, like if we're including Remake as his full through line in his thing, Reeves has done less. A good take finally. Def included Remake. Hello, Mappy Man. Have you just been watching me do this? I was like, so I did a Remake tier list a couple of years ago for when Remake ended. It took a significance, watching the madness. And what I'm trying to establish is the story. The way I've established this is a bit of a messy rule set, which is, so I'll give you what I've told you what the rule set is. If you don't know where it is, it's on the Discord, it's on the Twitter. But it is Prettyness and Coolness, Daddy Waifu material, meme material. Remember, it's memeing material as well, so it's not meant to be taken too seriously. Activity with characters in game, general personality, and overall accomplishment in FF7R. I think that's fair, because you can supersede stupid stuff for stupid reasons. But the thing here is that I've said this about Reeves is like I've said this about Reeves is that Reeves' character from Remake to now, even his establishment in this character, he's only had very few scenes. In a 130-hour game, he had barely any scenes, if not like 2 scenes, 3 scenes at best, which didn't establish any sort of connection with him with the main cast. Whereas at least with Biggs, he at least established with Zack. And if we're including Remake, Biggs died basically in Rebirth. Okay, Biggs died in Rebirth, so he's done far less. But because if we're including remake as part of his storyline of what he's established character wise, he's still had a bigger impact than Reeves had. But by the logic of this game alone, if we're saying just Rebirth, Biggs has done far less, and he was more useless. He was not his optimistic self. You can tell he was just not the same guy. So this is not a great look for Biggs. So I'm gonna keep him in D tier, but he's very much teetering on Bing, because at least everyone else had a significance in Rebirth with something to do with the main characters in some form. Biggs barely does anything, and I was sad for him too. Like, I was sad just as like anybody else, but like was completely and utterly. This is not the Biggs I grew up with. This is not the same Biggs from Remake. This is a shattered, spirited Biggs, and he tried his best. And you know what? That's all you can do. It's all you can do. And now that I think about it, I don't know if that's going to affect Zach's role in this. Also, hi, Mappy Man. Welcome to the stream. My name is Faz. Happy Faz Day. I hope you're doing well. If you're wondering what the hell I'm doing, I'm doing a stupid tier list about Rebirth. Right. Jesse. So I think this is a bit fairer. Yeah, I think this is fairer, because we're trying to establish this in order of how much time they had in game. Jesse's high waifu. She is high waifu materials. I cannot deny that she is definitely on the waifu train. But I don't know whether she. Wait, what did I put her in? I loved Jessie in the original game. Like, she was a bombshell. But this is not the same Jessie. We barely see her in this game. She has no significance. We only see her get talked about. I'm gonna put in B tier. Maybe even C. Oh, C tier. C tier. C tier seems right. Because as like significant as her character is, she doesn't have any she hasn't really got an involvement in the main story. Like, the subquest that we talk about with Wedge was about Wedge, so everyone else takes more of a backseat. The only time we ever hear talked about the only time we see her is during the play at the start, and even then you have to know it was her. Are you joking? Name another point where she comes in the game in Rebirth, Amadeus. She was 80. Reeves is trash, but you bled this pass. You might have a point. You might have a point, honestly. Hang on. Does she deserve trash? Does she deserve trash? This is quite honestly the worst tier list I've seen. Where she make both 7 remake lists. We're not done yet, Amadeus. We're not done yet. All right. There's still a lot of arguing to be made. All right. There's characters that will go up and down. You know I'm gonna let you have this. You might have a point. Like I told you, this is all. I mean, for God's sakes, look at my S tier list. I've got Johnny 5, and Bugenhagen. Have you seen this tier list? We've not even gotten to like any of the characters making it to S plus yet. I haven't decided whether they are. Like, it's just Johnny, and then 5 Johnnies, and then Bugenhagen. It's actually pretty good. It's a pretty good S plus tier list. How Bugenhagen in there? Because he helps so many characters. The entire Cosmo Canyon is basically just him. He explains the point of the galaxy, but the main thing the main thing that I focused on was there was a point in the story where he establishes that he was against he learned. Most characters are one track minded. Bugenhagen was like, I learned, I learned I might have been wrong about this, and I dismissed you, and that was not good. So I will. He had a cool CG cutscene. I never said that. What I said was he establishes in the story with, I believe it was with Aerith or with Cloud, that he was able to learn, that he was able to change his ways, he was able to change his way of thinking, despite what he's learned and everything he's learned in life. He was willing to do that, and that's a significant thing for a lot of characters. You might not believe this, but he was the authority in Cosmo Canyon. That's every main character's arc. He did a main character thing. Plus, he runs a village. What's not to like? He might be old, but the guy's connected. I told you. Significance. Interaction, cool stuff. It's there. He did it off screen. He did a lot. It was because of the events. It was because of this events that we get a ceremony that we get to be a part of in Cosmo Canyon. He might not have a direct thing, but he's overseeing it, obviously, and it lets Aerith become more accepting of who she is. So it's a huge piece. That has a huge part. He it's been fine. I wish it was faster. I wish I had a better wheel. I wish I had a better chair so I could spin faster than this. You kind of expect me to just go keep spinning. But yeah, no. I actually talked about this earlier. That sound's reminding me of the list. That sound reminded me of this list. Underwhelming. It's yeah. It did sound pretty underwhelming. Honestly, it was not the most spin that ever spinned. Hang on, let me try it again. I'll do one more for you. There you go. Okay, that was better. That felt much better. That felt much better. Anyway, going back to point. So, I was explaining this about Bugenhagen. Bugenhagen is a head of an entire society. He is the foremost person in cosmology. He allows Aerith to find more significance, accept significance of who she is based on the events in Cosmo Canyon because of the ritual that they all take part in. Because of him, Seto Red 13 discovers more about his history. He establishes Red 13's when he returns, he doesn't keep Red 13 there and say this is his responsibility. He tries to let Red 13 grow as a character. And by the end of it all, the Gin attack stuff, if they didn't go to him and he didn't go through that trial, the Gin attack thing wouldn't have come up. So he's got a huge significance in the story. And then on top of that, he was able to change his ways of thinking despite what he has already done. He challenges his own biases. It sounds really lame, but to me, as a character, that's huge because he interacts with half of the cast. He deals with 13 and Barrett and Aerith. The only ones he doesn't particularly hang out with is Cloud and Tifa and Kate. So with half the cast, deals with a lot of their way of thinking. And even when he thought he was in the right, he was still able to turn around and say, do you know what? That wasn't right of me to think, and it was poor for me to do. This is poor form for me. So yeah, S+ character. The guy is a bro. He actually does care about the cast in more than a significant way. And he doesn't just play the wise man role. He plays a wise man who understands that times change. So despite him being, he could be jaded. He could have been any number of type of person, but in the end, he chose to be a forward-thinking person, and that's why I initially put him in A, maybe even S, but I couldn't find a reason not to put him in S+. Despite him, and I'm sure that's where we're at right now. Okay, that's where we're at right now. Okay, but yeah, I feel like that's a strong enough reason. Like Johnny and the fives, like the Johnny and Johnny fives are just same. It's just Johnny times 5. I'm fine with that. Like he's S plus. Why wouldn't you have 5 Johnnies if people could have that? And the best thing about the Johnny fives is the fact that they were willing to work together despite it. They all worked for the one Johnny. They weren't selfish and self-conceited, and it kind of shows and expands Johnny's character, which we saw in remake going into Rebirth. So it's like it to me it's a great significance. It's a big significance to Bugenhagen, especially as how much of the chunk of the game he does take up. And then after that, we don't see him again, but he does leave a massive impact character-wise. So yeah, more significant. I don't know about Jessie. You might be right about Jessie. I may put her shirt down to D. I don't know if she deserves trash tier. Trash tier is like a special place in hell type situation. But she's already dead, so I kind of don't want her to do that. Right, Regina. I ended this woman's entire career. So might just go with B tier, maybe A tier, because she actually maybe A tier sounds fair. She's got a whole. She's basically, yeah, I think A tier sounds fair. We see her throughout the entire game. She's our main rival. We ended her entire career just like what's her face? Where's the jockey boy? This one. But the difference was we only saw a jockey boy in Gold Saucer, whereas here we saw her throughout the entire thing. She worked hard for her cards. All right, she worked hard. We always love a person of conviction. She got the best and most dangerous card just to kick our asses. She lost, and that makes her worse. But you know what? I respect the hustle, so I'm gonna put her in A tier. I respect the hustle. So it's the only. It's probably one of the few things about Queens, but I'm like, you know what? And plus, she's dressed up like a Kingdom Hearts character. It's unique. We fought each other in a random forest. What's more to like? You know? Oh wait, there's a few other characters that I seem to have missed. Ah, this character here. The maker of the Queen's Blood game. I should have put him first. But yeah, trash tier was completely useless. We beat his ass, and then we beat his ass, and he was not even the strongest character. He was like, he had pathetic cards. We cared about his whole setup, but generally speaking, he had pathetic cards. I don't rate him. Trash tier. Send him, whatever. Easy. GG's easies. Right. We are coming to like the last 20 characters, I think, if I can count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So what? 10, 9, 19 characters. The last 20. That's not too bad, actually. Right. Rufus McShinra. Rufus Shinra owns a company. We fought him once, but he also shot a man. Almost got killed. Survived. Oh, wait. I forgot about Heidegger. Let me bring out Heidegger. Uno momento. I need to bring out Heidegger. I don't know why I don't have Heidegger. Heidegger should have been in here. How did I forget Heidegger? I'm fixing this list so that anyone else wanting to use it has it. Wait, Heidegger's in here? Did I just not post Heidegger up? Oh, I didn't make a Heidegger render. Lah. Yeah, there he is. Hang on, I'm gonna have to redo it. Did I not delete it? Oh, never mind. Heidegger. He went up. This guy decided to get hit. Took a scythe to the back. Thank you. Heidegger deserves his A tier, honestly. Hang on, let me push this back. Hang on, let me do the whole action again to prove the point. Heidegger is A tier because he saves Rufus in one scene against Yuffie. That's not an insignificant thing, and that's all I need to know. Other than that, he chews the scenery every single time. Doesn't have much significance after that. He doesn't really come up in any other scene outside of that one. I think he might have a bigger role in the next game, but he deserves his A tier. I think he deserves his A tier. Let me see what I put him in the old one, just to see what the hell I was doing. Where did Heidegger go? Oh, I put him in B tier. A tier deserves it. Yeah, A tier is fair. Like, he chews more scenery in thing, and he doesn't have as much interaction. He doesn't have a fight with any of the significant cast, so maybe it does deserve his B tier. But he took a bullet for his boss. How many people do you know in the Final Fantasy series that does that? He took a bullet for his boss. Took a bullet for his Valentine. So yeah, I think A tier. A tier sounds fair. And he has a high paying position in Shinra. And he has the Rufus Shinra's ear, you know. Wait, where's Glenn? Oh, I forgot to put Glenn in. That's another character I've missed. Uno momento. I like how all of these characters that I've suddenly missed is like, oh yeah, there's Glenn. There we go. Glenn. So we only see him for like 2 scenes, maybe 3, and he has power. So he's the only character that's getting under Rufus Shinra's skin, and then it turns out that it's not who we think it is at the end of the game. So Glenn as a character is for some reason a thing, and he's gonna have probably a bigger significance in probably the next game. But right now, he's not a great big deal. So maybe either B, maybe even C tier. He might go as far down as D because he has significance in this story. So I'm gonna probably say C. C sounds fair. I think C is fair because his whole thing is that he's one of the original soldiers. He was part of the original soldier program, fought against Sephiroth, and it was implied that it was because of him he defected to Wutai, and that's why they had a fight, and he is now leading the rebellion from Wutai. So big difference, big part of the story, but not a huge part. It's not the same as Zack, unfortunately, because we don't have an establishment of Zack, unlike we did with Remake, where we've got the entirety of Crisis Core to work off of, and that was the only time we were ever going to see him up until now. So we have to understand, I think personally, that Glenn maybe deserves a C tier, maybe even D tier, because he's not done anything significant yet. He's not memorable. So yeah, maybe D tier. I'm gonna put him in D tier. Jessie is a problem. Jessie is a real problem right now, because on the one hand, she's really memorable, but she has no significance in this game. She's only in the play and on a poster. She appears in 2 or 3 sections, which we're sad about, which I'm legitimately sad about. But generally speaking, not a significance otherwise. I'm having a problem with Jessie. I really am. I want to keep her in C tier, but I've got no logical reason to keep her there. Like, no delusional reasons either. No legitimate delusional reasons. All right. Rufus Shinra. Have one massive fight with him, and it's really annoying. He gets played about quite a lot. He's established quite a bit. I think he might go in A tier. Because in the end, he lets us do what we want. He kind of lets us do what we want. He's not trash. He's definitely not trash. Rufus, Rufus story-wise, does the following things. He sets up the 7th Infantry parade. He puts the idea of working with Avalanche. He puts the idea of he puts the idea of Avalanche. He doesn't actually go and send squads, despite the fact that he knows what everybody looks like. He helps he doesn't take them during the events of Gold Saucer. If anything, in this game, Rufus is just let him go. If anything, Rufus, aside from the one fight, Rufus has been a boy. And he's pretty too. So I can understand everybody liking him. Does he go in S? This might be controversial, but I think he might deserve S. He did okay. Surprise! Like, he's the bad guy. Let's be very clear. He is definitely one of the bad guys, but he's not a dick. That's the problem I'm having right now. That's the problem I'm having right now. Is that he didn't cause the Sector 7 fall. He was focusing on he put some level of efforts on recovering Midgar. Like, he left Midgar alone, didn't make the problem worse, which is good. Then he went on about his downsides is that he did go for the promised land like his father wanted him to. So he did 180 on that. And maybe it's because of the whole Aerith story. Like, right after the Avalanche thing, he's like, oh no, we don't care about the thing. And then after he gets almost killed, he was like, maybe I should go look into it. So it's kind of Yuffie's fault. Rufus has technically been a good guy. Like, other than that, like, I know we're supposed to hate him, but he's done more to help us than he does to hate him, you know? I'm not going crazy with that one, have I? I think I might be. Like, he's been... I think the only downside is that he's not had he has had direct interaction with the crew. He actually fought us straight out. And we fought him to a standstill. We had a few fights. We had the Turks, we had him, and... I mean, he gets his hand dirty. I guess that's fair. I can't seem to put him anywhere else, really. Where did I put Rufus Shinra last time? Oh, I put him in S tier. Yeah, so he still stays there. Alright, he's significant. He's great. He's great. He stayed there. He's stuck the landing somehow. In a 120-hour game, he's made an establishment where he's still had a decent amount of interaction with the main cast, but was still significant to the story when he wasn't there too. He's so far, every interaction, he's just let us do what we wanted. Maybe that's because of Glenn as a character, but damn. Okay. Cisne. Y'all know how much I love Cisne, don't you? Should I kick him down the road? Should I kick her down the road and put it next to Zach? I'm gonna kick him down the road. I think this might be I have to wait a little bit. Dio! I love Dio. Dio's amazing. Dio's been nothing but helpful. And he's got pecs for days. Why wouldn't he? This guy deserves his S+. I don't know. It's like a stuck between S+. For anything else, it's like this guy's buff, but he's always helped us in every turn. He has been nothing but helpful. in every turn. Man's a showman. He is there for you. He has been nothing but a pure gentleman. He saved us in the dying situation. He gave us a car. He let us fight for him to give him the key. Like, there's loads of things he's done. He's done so much to help us. And the guy's buff. Like, who doesn't like that? The guy walks around the whole Costa del Sol and just be like, not Costa del Sol, Gold Saucer, just like, he's got nothing to hide. He is. I think he deserves his S plus. If it wasn't for him, I'm trying to think if there's like story reasons for it. So forget my delusionals for a second. Is there story reasons for it? If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have gotten the key in the first place. He wouldn't have given us a car, which is like the entirety of North Corel. He let us play all of his games. He gave us a free ticket to go around the saucer. He did it as an honored guest. He let us find out about Dine and solve our own crimes. So, significantly helped Barrett. So far he's helped Cloud, Barrett, Kate Sith, Aerith. They're the main three at the moment. And we get the gondola dates. If we wasn't for him, we wouldn't have had the gondola dates. So you know what S tier is? This guy deserves it. We wouldn't have it. Man owns the golden saucer. He runs the golden saucer. If we didn't have him, we wouldn't have all of the fun stories we had. So yeah, you know what? S tier, S plus. Fair, I ain't taking that back. Significance, interactions. Man's got it all. The man's got it made. And he's there for a significant period of time. And we don't see him. We see him throughout the story, not just one time. So that's even better. Right. Elena. Definitely waifu material. I love a girl who can kick my ass. I think she might be S tier. Might be one of the more obnoxious characters depending on who you talk to and who you talk about. But this girl, we fought her a couple of times. She was definitely like, her and Song were the main Turks in this game. If Rude and Reno were the main Turks in the first game, Song and Elena were the main Turks. Well, it was actually Elena and Rude who is the main Turks of this game. And you know what? I respect the hustle. Despite she's honest, she looks good in a suit. I'm gonna give her S tier. She may go to A plus. I'm not sure, but she has been there throughout the entire game. We had a fight with her the entire time. She was able to banter with us in a significant way. She fought us as either as Aerith, whether it was with as Aerith, Cloud, Tifa, Barrett, Red 13, Kate Sith, in every circumstance. After the gondola date, we got to fight her. Yeah, S tier. I think the only downside is that she hasn't helped us all that much. She has been our thorn in our side. But you know what? I feel like she deserves the S tier because she's been significant as a character enough to be like she's always acted as a good foil, and she's a character that keeps trying. She jumps on the roof of a car, for God's sake, off a plane. She is dedicated. I'll give her that. Okay, now we're gonna have some problems. Reno. Reno is a bit of a problem. Reno is a bit of a problem right now. I'm gonna put Genova in trash because I actually have no idea what she did in this game. Like we have Genova Life Clinger, but honestly, story wise, I still didn't have a significant understanding of what she was about, and it feels like the story was far less about her. So I'm gonna put Genova in trash straight out. I'm sorry for anybody who wanted that. She is not waifu material, unfortunately, not yet. But we'll see maybe in the next game. Remake, I think she had more waifu material, and maybe Crisis Core, but right now, no. She could have made it to C, I think, but no. Professor Hojo, trash. I hate him. I hate him a lot. He deserves to be his trash. I want to stab him in the eye. I'm sorry. I do. Right. Reno. Pretty boy with the red hair. He is indeed pretty, and he is pretty strong, and I do miss it when it's Rude and Reno. Significant to the story? Hojo deserves bin and set on fire. Exactly. This is the set on fire list, and unfortunately, Reeves is on the same list as Hojo. I'm sorry. Like, he can go at the front. He can be the first to burn. so that he doesn't have to feel it anymore. No anticipation. I want him to feel all of the anticipation. That's where I'm at with him. God. Reno. I think Reno probably deserves C tier. Because Signet is like, I love his character. I like how cocky he is. He's a pretty boy, knows how to work a button, but story significance and main story stuff isn't all that much. I did enjoy the one fight where we had Rude Reno, like we had the team up. That was actually really cool. So maybe it gets pushed up to B tier, but right now I don't think his attractiveness is enough to carry this, unfortunately. His attractiveness and personality isn't enough here. I'm gonna put him in C. I'm sorry, he's bland. He's I wouldn't say bland, but it's like, I'm sorry, he doesn't really have a significant impact in this game. Rude. I like Rude. I think Rude's cool. Does he deserve B or A? Honestly, he's definitely the recurring character, and we do have more shenanigans with his character than we do with others. Does he do any, like, he fights with everybody. This guy's a team player. He's fought in every single Turks fight too. I'm gonna put him in A tier. I think that's fair. Man can work a suit. He has a bold community. He comes up in every single Turks fight. Man gets bodied all the time. He gets beaten by everybody. He was there during the Turk side quest. I think A tier. I think he's A tier. I think he deserves his A tier. Maybe even B. Maybe S. Maybe S. Maybe S, yeah. I think he actually deserves S. Look at that bald, beautiful bastard. Okay, Song. Shiny head, yeah. Song. I like his character. I love his. He's definitely the most attractive of the Turks, admittedly. He's cold, calculated. He's basically human Sephiroth. And he gets stabbed by Sephiroth too. He gets stabbed by Sephiroth too. But I'm trying to figure out if there's, like, he's a really cool dude. He doesn't have as much interaction as like with Rude and Elena, but anyone who can. I think he might be on A tier for now. I love his character. I really do. I think his character design is really cool. His character style, attitude is all really cool. Just not there in that sense. Like, I want to believe more, but right now, as things stand, I am of the mindset of giving him. I think he deserves A tier. Because other than that, he's not got like a character significance, like character arc in any way. Everyone else is either in more battles than him or thing, but he's the coolest character of the lot and the most frustrating to deal with too. And when he's teamed up with Elena, it's great. Like, it's probably the strongest he's been. But other than that, I can't push him any further because interactions with the characters is a bit wishy-washy. It's a bit hard to tell what's what. Robed cat. Where do you put the robes? They've been in the entire game. They are literally the main point of the game. Everything happens because of this character, but they say nothing. And I did get to push them around once. They're either trashed because they all deserve to be burned, Or they probably C tier. Because the whole thing is about Sephiroth. That's the whole point of them. It's Sephiroth. So I'm going to put them in D tier. No character, but they're just everywhere. So what can I do? There's Mai and Chadley. We're going to be getting into main cast territory now. We've got Mai. I like Mai as a character. I really do. And it was really annoying when Chadley was having him off. But I thought Mai was cool. Mai's an AI. Really well produced. Always looks out for me. Tries to significantly have my back more times than Chadley does. And you know what? Waifu is Mai is waifu. Y is Y. Waifu is waifu. So I'm going to put her in B. Maybe A or B. Might not have a story significance, but she's around and she has a great personality. I like her character design. She's there for the entirety of the game if you do all of the hunts and side quests. And she does genuinely try to big you up. Do you know what? I respect that. I love that about her. And I would love to have a companion like that, like her. So do you know what? Mai is A tier. I think Mai getting A tier is fair. Mr. Chadders himself. He's not been as annoying as he was in Remake, but also really annoying nonetheless. What did I put him in the original? Like, what's the what is this? Is a tasty burger. Hang on. Un momento. Give me a moment. What did I do for Chadders in the last game? I gave him A tier. And honestly, A tier seems to fit him quite well. I think A tier is fair. But I don't know if my significantly higher. I mean, he does point you to the fast travel points. That is true. He's very helpful, but he's also really annoying when I have to go, Cloud! Like, every single time he does, like, picks up his big, massive watch thing. So it's like, do I dox him points for that just because he's annoying? Or do I give him more points because he's your boy? It's a struggle right now because he either deserves his S tier or he deserves a B tier. So maybe A tier is fair. Maybe he deserves like more towards the front of the lot. But it's just because I like Mai more than Chadley, but it might be because of the way that like them two banter towards each other. So it might be that Mai might end up going to second tier, might be going to B tier. So we'll see afterwards. Right, Prinny will not be happy. Who, Chadley, being S tier or A tier? Oh, right. In either case, I guess, why is he A tier? He's annoying, but he's also really helpful. And he points us out. He's always there in every location, walks with us. He sees us watching the play. Like, she wanted him in trash. I understand, but there's no real reason why he deserves to be in the trash. I think maybe the next game he'll deserve to be trash. But right now, that's where Reeves lives. So, okay. Cisne. I love Cisne. I love Cisne. And I hate her characterization in this game because I wanted her to do more, but it felt more like they were hiding a lot of the story that we wanted from Cisne, which is what was she doing in the time period between Crisis Core and now? What was she? Did she not talk to Zack's parents? Because it sounds like she hasn't. And what will she help Cloud in the future? Like, how does this work? Like, how come they didn't establish that they knew each other? It's so frustrating. And I love Cisne. Cisne is my favorite character from Crisis Core. I think B is generous. So it's gonna be C for Cisne. C is Cisne. I don't want to give Cisne C. I really don't. But it's really frustrating because all of it is like, oh, we're gonna play Middle of Mystery, and I'm like, like, what is your story? Like, I'm glad that she's helpful and she's stuck in like that. Maybe that might be my reasoning to stay in B, to stick her in B, is that she stuck around in Gungaga, protected the village, took care of the village while Zack was gone. But for the characterization in things, like I wanted to know about all these things that I'm just never gonna get answers to. Or at least I'm not gonna get answers to this game. I might get it in the next, but not in this one. And that's the sad part, really. That I want a Cisne story that lets her be active and prove how strong she is, because she's so strong in Crisis Core. She's so helpful to Zack throughout the entire game, and we don't hear a word about her. We don't hear a word about. We hear something about Aerith, but it's like in the same way, her significance of what she did as a character is just, it's leveled by all of the stuff we didn't get to hear about. And that's the problem I'm having with the character, is that she doesn't her yeah, I think C is it. Like, there's only so much I can say. She's my waifu, she's this, that, and the other, she's pretty attractive. It's like, it's like there's favoritism. Unfortunately, it's not working here. There's no favoritism here. All right, I tried my best to significantly push that up further, but I think somehow even maybe C might be a bit too lenient on her. And it's because that she's playing so secretive as a character. We as the player still don't know much about her. If we've played Crisis Core Reunion, we're stuck with a lot of questions. And if we haven't played Crisis Core Reunion, we're stuck with the tease. So it's really, really annoying. I really wanted to know what was going on with Cisne, and I'm sad that I don't get to know more about Cisne. Maybe in a DLC, maybe in a thing, but right now, definitely Cisne is like, this is why it's like, I'm really taking this serious. I'm taking my rules seriously, okay? I know there's delusion and you have my answers, but like, honestly, she could just as easily go into trash, and that's how disappointing it is. This is how much it hurts my heart. She could very easily go into trash, because significantly, story-wise, doesn't do anything. She plays the tease the entire time. I think no reason, that's too harsh. I know, right? But she kind of deserves it. The other side of it is like, she is a character that helps, like Aerith and Cisne help each other, and it's really kind and cute. She helps the village, like, so I think C is fair, but D might be heading her way. I haven't decided yet. This is where I'm at right now. Because you can tell, like, which characters are, like, important to me. Maybe, no, you can't, actually. You can't tell they're important to me. They have to have, like, a mix of a lot of things. You might see some characters move from A to B and B to A. Maybe in going to S. Right, Sid. We don't get to know a lot about his character. We get to hear that he knew his mom, and so far, we've not had, like, many reasons. Like, he's a great character. I like him. But we don't know much about him outside of him being a pilot. And maybe it's because we didn't play through the sea trails. We might have gotten more significance of his story. But from what we've played so far, there isn't really anything too special about him except for he's Sid. He is the Sid of this game. So he may end up going into C tier as well. But he did have a history with Aerith's mum. And story-wise, he doesn't have a huge significance outside of being the travel man. And once you manage to get C is too low. You think C is too low? Why should he be in B or A? Like, what significance does he have for it? Like, I'm looking at the top tier. Like, they have to do something so significant and have to be there for quite a while and actually, like, show diligence, character, like, all of these things. That it should also embody everything else, you know? Because everyone's just waiting for the Zack one, I know. Like I said, he helps them by traveling and doesn't rat them out. Ah, that is true. But he's freelancer. He doesn't have to rat them out. And he has a guilt trip because of knowing Aerith's parent. So, you know, that does make him nicer, I guess. And he's got a good personality. I think the best I can give him is B, by that logic. I think personally maybe C might be more fair for him. But he does have a significantly higher say and interaction with the main cast later in the game. I mean, we all like a a chain smoking Rocket Man, but you know, B is fair, right? Vincent McValentine. We get Sleepy McGee over here, and we get to play against him in Queen's Blood. Story-wise, he doesn't get a lot, but he does try to take part. So he gets a lot of. His whole thing is that he gets a lot of coolness factor. He's got a huge coolness factor. B2. I think B is too kind. He gets involved with us. We fight him first of all, so that's more than what Sid's done, and he joins us for the rest of the journey after that. So technically, by this logic, this is the better. This is more fair. But Sid appears before Vincent does. Vincent comes in at Nibelheim. I think this is fair. I think Vincent only coming in at Nibelheim. We fight him the first time. And then because Sid takes us to two places, we have this slight interaction. Yeah, you don't get much time with him, sadly. He's really cool. He's really cool. But he could just easily get burned. Like, I thought it was just gonna be like we had the one fight with him and then he dies type situation, you know? Next game though, it will be his moment. Maybe. I mean, he had a moment in this game. It was actually pretty cool. It was just a case of he's a quiet character, so we don't get to know more about him. He is a bit dorky, and I do like the endearingness of him because he doesn't know his technology. That was the thing. Like, I thought that was really cool. I just don't know if he deserves C or B. I don't want to start making new tiers like C plus or something like that, but or B minus or something towards that effect. But right now, I'm trying to think of story significances that he's done. We do get the random date with the Shinra folk. We get the original fight with him. We go through the the Hojo facility where we fight all of the random Hojo stuff. And where else? Shinra Mansion. That's it. Like, not a huge amount. So I think that'll be fair. I think that is fair. That we get these ones. I think Vincent being in C tier sounds fair for the time being. I might change it, but we are still going to be going through some changes before the end. All right. You ready, boys? You ready, boys and girls? It's Zach. It's bloody Zach. You know, I'd put Zach in S+, but being realistic, I was disappointed how he's hyped up and not used much. They did him even more day. I appreciate you saying that before I made a decision. I am hesitant to agree. I'm tempted to put I wanted 5 seconds. I may end up, because I have to be honest. I appreciate. I'm kind of in the same boat with all. every time we went to the other world thing, it was less than 2 minutes of gameplay, if we're being realistic. And I spent more time hanging out with Zach than the story did. And it was really frustrating because we were being teased. We didn't get it till like halfway through the game, and then we were being teased with like 5 to 10 minutes of nothing really. We not even have a full understanding of the world we're in. At least you got to play as him twice. You do get to play as him twice at the end of the game, which was really cool. I've got to give him that. But we're talking about a 120-hour game where we spend more time with other characters. So 5 seconds of gameplay, yeah. He gets a whole tier to himself right now. He doesn't even get a letter. He just gets 5 seconds of gameplay. So yeah, like Mongoose was saying, the problem I have with Zach is that I love Zach. We played Crisis Core, we played through Crisis Core Reunion, we played through Remake, and there's obviously a reason to like Zach. But if we're going with what was presented in the game, this isn't Remake where him being in the game was a surprise. We knew he was going to be in the game. We knew he was going to be represented. He's in the deluxe edition of the Steelbook. And my issue is every time we got to hang out with him was not significant enough. We had some really cool moments. Let's be fair. The moments at the end is great. It's awesome. But he still kind of deserves his A tier even more now than he did back then, because one, he doesn't have a significant reason. He doesn't have a significant interaction with the rest of the cast, with the exception of Sephiroth. Yeah, he wasn't reunited with Aerith. We get to see him with Cloud. Nothing that he does with Cloud actually has some level of... he does have significance in the sense of they do a thing where they have a synergy thing together, and that was really cool. But I can't... I'm not gonna lie, part of this is for memes. Let's be fair. Part of this is for memes. We are giving... I'm wanting to keep the A+ character here, but I think that's as much as I can give him. Like, being nice about it, I can give him A+, potentially S if we're nice. But we're going through the same motions again. We are going through the same motions again. He is cool. We got to see more of him. We had at least a decent amount of time with him, but not a decent... There was no character arc with his character. There was no significance of his character, and he doesn't interact with Cloud all that much either. Being with Cloud was nice, though, but they didn't catch up. Exactly. So, Mongoose is doing all of the talking for me. I'm just reading what he's saying, but, like, right now, this is kind of where we're at. Like, I don't want to... I'll give him A+. I'll give him A+, but... It's really annoying because the significance is higher. The significance. He gets 5 seconds of gameplay. I'll give him this. That 5 seconds of gameplay isn't at the bottom. he gets 5 seconds of gameplay, and it's just really frustrating because it's like I don't want to give him trash. I don't want to give him D, C, B, or A. I think this is the fairest I can be. Right now. I don't think there's any of the characters we get 5 seconds of gameplay with either. Like, we don't have another character where it's the same situation. I can't give him an S or S+ because he's not in the full story in the same way that everyone else is. But I can't give him anything lower because he has proven to be in a more significant role, and an important role for what he achieves at the end of the game. So this seems the only fair way of me going about it. He gets 5 seconds of gameplay tier. he gets gameplay, but not a lot of it. I think this is the fairest I can be. A lot of this is not going to make sense. I'm sorry. All right. Kate Sith. Character that betrays you towards the end of the game, but I really like his character. I think A tier seems fair. He is a character that I really like playing as. He's fun. Has some really stupid stuff. But the moment he betrayed us, he was dead to me. And I didn't... he was dead to me. So I'm gonna go with probably A tier. I think A tier seems fair. I think A tier may even be lenient. because his story was that he's a robot, but he dies trying to keep everything up, and then he literally had a second one just on hand. So significantly story-wise, that does put a damper on things. I think being A is lenient. He might end up being in B. Storyline-wise, is that he went from a character that was generally speaking distrusted and disliked to someone who is trusted, broke their trust, and then still managed to do a thing. So the problem is the betrayal. And he does more stuff than Reeves does. I need to make that point fairly clear. Way more stuff than Reeves does. Reeves is trash by comparison. At least this guy doesn't, like, comes out of the trash compactor. No, I'm gonna give him B. The betrayal was too much. If he didn't do what he did, maybe Aerith wouldn't have died. Maybe all of the maybe all of the events, like maybe there could have been a better way of handling this, but he betrayed us. He joined our team to betray us. I've got to give him B, maybe even C, honestly. And he does come back in the end. He does, but I can't forgive him for it. He was dead to me. The moment he left, he was dead to me. I can't. I'm sorry. B tier. Jeez. Like B for betrayal. Right. Yuffie. I love Yuffie. Yuffie's character is great. I want to get, like, Aerith was going to die regardless. They wouldn't change that from the original game. I mean, maybe that is true. Maybe that is fair. But, in the context of the story, it was definitely would have been more towards a more favorable death, or maybe in a more favorable situation than what Cat Sith could have done. Because if it wasn't for him, they wouldn't have lost the Black Materia, and the Black Materia wouldn't have gone to Sephiroth, and so on and so forth. Like, that was the moment where I was like, yeah, Cat Sith, we don't trust him. We don't talk about Bruno. Aerith may have still died, but you know what? I wished for a moment. There was a moment. So, no, I'm not thing. And I understand he's like the court jester. Like, the whole point of him is that he's the funny man that gets in. But honestly, that betrayal is not something I can take lightly. Not in this story. Not in my Final Fantasy. Right. Yuffie. Oh, I really like Yuffie. And she's the only one who's got game. She's confident. She's one of the most OP characters in the game. Strong. I love her characterization. The thing is, I really like her characterization. I think I've heard people really find her annoying because she's basically selfish and thing. But I really like her character because she feels like the most normal character out of the lot from time to time. Like her, Tifa, and like all the female characters just felt like normal people, and like and I really enjoy all of the time she helps kids. She helps Kyrie. She helps anyone who's around her own age. She's like there. She's there to challenge them. She is still like, she's still fighting for Wutai, even though it's not as significantly like said. Materia is a huge thing for her, and I get it. We don't know that in the story, like it's fully about Wutai, but for her, she's very single-minded. But she's always had my back. I love playing as a character. I'm going to give her A tier. She's not... every character I try to have a good interaction with. And she may end up going to S tier, honestly. But right now... right now, Yuffie is definitely A tier. She may go up to S, maybe S plus, because she's one of the few characters that, one, talks about Zack in a more direct format, and two, she gives Cloud a kiss. She's the only one who takes the initiative in the dates. And she's always honest. She's always true to herself. You know what? I think she deserves that S tier. She deserves it. She might be annoying, but she's always honest. And I really appreciate that. Like, I appreciate that she seems normal. She seems happy-go-lucky. A lot of stuff is below the surface, but I really like her character. This is gonna be a problem when Tifa and Aerith come up, because it's like, Red 13. By far of the cast, least liked. Least liked of the cast, unfortunately. I do not like that voice. Nanaki is like, I feel like I need to have two separate characters for Red 13. There's Nanaki and Red 13. And I really, really disliked his character. Well, like, not characterization. Like, I get his characterization, why he is the way he is. And I appreciate that. But I really don't like the fact that they not only change his voice. I just don't like him, but I do like him. Yeah, exactly. Like, I like him, but I don't like that he effectively catfished us the entire game. And if I'm going by the same level of betrayal, he's basically B tier. In a lot of ways, he's not as bad as Kate Sith, but he's definitely not the character that I came to like at the start of the game. And then when Cosmo Canyon changed, it's not the case of he himself, like, not the personality. The personality's fine. It's just the voice. The voice is the thing. Because he does switch back to it as well, just to significantly change his tone. It's like, don't be a dick. And it's like, oh, okay. All right, now you bring it back. All right, save. Like, I get it, but it's like, you're not going to talk about that? It's like, oh, if I sounded more distinguished, people would listen to me more. And it's like, and you couldn't do this beginning. Why? Like, he seems so cool, and I can't. I just can't. I can't push him over and be here. His story is great. He's got one of the best stories, and I think in Rebirth he'll be redeemed a lot better. But right now, I just can't appreciate his story. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everybody. Right. Barit. This is Rebirth. Yeah, this is Rebirth. Barrett Wallace has significant. I'm just gonna say this. I don't think there's any question with this one really. He's S plus. He is by far the best written character. And the thing is, it's because he doesn't have a lot of the complications the other characters have to deal with, but by far the best character. He doesn't have to deal with all the his is very simple. In a lot of ways, his is the most normal story. He tried to do good. He's a nuanced person. He's literally a husband. He's a husbando of husbandos. I just really like Barrett. Barrett was my favorite. Was one of the anchors of the team I had. Anytime I had issues, just put Barrett in. 9 times out of 10, he would solve it. Fired in one arm. Had one of the best limit breaks. Where else is there? He had a goddamn freaking laser as a limit break. He had the story with Dying. Like, that was a huge part of him. Like, a lot of this game was just about Barrett, and I can't not love him. He's such a cool dude. And if there was like an S plus tier, if I made that, that would be him. That was just it. Like, he deserves it. We're not talking about them yet. We're not talking about them yet. We're not talking about them yet. Jeez. This is going to be such a rough situation. Oh, God. Sephiroth. Okay. Significant story-wise, he's definitely hot as per usual. And there's now more of him. He's now even more of an asshole than he was in the first game. The only downside was that he's not subtle about it. What did I put him in Remake? I put him in the same tier as Zack. And we actually got to play as him as well. Which is even more insane when you think about it, really. We got to play as him, so it's great, and that's what makes him so good. Yeah. So we've got Husbando stuff, and then we got the fact that we got to play as him, which is different from what Zach had to deal with, because he was there throughout the entire game. He wasn't missing. He had significance, mostly to do with Cloud. We also got to see Puppet Cloud and just basically see, like, I don't know if you know about Angel Gotchi, but this was basically just Angel Gotchi's fan fiction to a T. So I'm gonna go with. Oh, this is rough. Maybe he deserves 5 seconds of gameplay. he's not. He's not as much of a prick as he was in Remake. In Remake, he was far worse. But in this one, it's like, I say if you need a... you know what? Yeah, he deserves S tier. Hang on. Let me push him up. Yeah, he deserves S tier. Because he even helped Cloud. He helped Cloud. He helped Cloud. Like, I can't not. Ah, this is hurting my heart and soul right now. I don't want to go through Cloud and Tifa yet. I don't want to go through Tifa and Aerith yet. I really don't. It's really difficult. Okay, maybe I'll do Cloud first, and then I'll do the other two. Hold on the kills. Hold on, he kills Aerith, and he's not much... You got a point. He did... Oh, you got a point! I legitimately forgot he did this! The whole point of the game, I legitimately forgot he did this. I forgot. I legitimately forgot. I legitimately forgot. I legitimately forgot that he did that. Ooh, good. Okay. He deserves to go in trash. He killed Aerith. This is not a joke, okay? This is not a joke, all right? No, I don't care how hot he is and how annoying he is and how helpful he was. He killed Aerith. He kills the main character, but that slips your mind. Jeez. Listen, okay, it's been a long tier list. We're being thorough here. We forgot characters, all right? Like, I'm doing my best. I don't know how I managed to forget that one. Jeez. Don't know how I managed to forget that one. You're right. You know what? You're right. I thought trash as soon as he came up. You just said at the start of this. Hang on. Let me scroll back up. He kills. No. He's a prick, but that's what makes him so good. It's like I was listening to you too much, Mongoose. That's what it is. I was listening to you too much. I was reading it too much. Yeah, it does. Yeah. But yeah, he deserves he deserves to like burn for that one. But I like him. But he killed Aerith. But I like him. But he killed Aerith. But I like him. But he killed Aerith. Ah, this is so freaking annoying. Okay. Cloud. Kuraudo. Kuraudo is in remake. Cloud. If you'd killed Tiffy, what would you do? I mean, that's kind of where this is lying for me. I know we play as Cloud, but from a character standpoint, He is the most famous merc in the entirety of the region at this point. Well, maybe second to Kyrie, let's be fair. And actually, that could make Kyrie A tier, you know. Yeah. This is like, yeah. The main focus of Cloud is that he goes from being a person who's certain of himself to effectively being a person who's uncertain of himself and doesn't really like he's being controlled. He doesn't really go through a character arc except for just a bunch of changes that he doesn't realize is happening. And the main point of the story is the love triangle between him, Tifa, and Aerith. And he's still not acting on any one of them. As there's some points I didn't like about him at some points. Yeah, there's kind of where I'm thinking of right now. I think A seems fair. But he did attack Tifa. Because you made that great point of Sephiroth killed Aerith. And right now, it's very difficult. Like, because at the end of Rebirth is that everyone's begrudgingly liking, like listening to Cloud. But everyone understands what Cloud has been through. And they're just accepting what he says. Like, they're not calling him out. And because in the first game, in Remake, they called him out for everything. And they were, it turns out that he was right, And then when Rebirth starts, everyone believes in Cloud because Cloud is the main character. Like, why wouldn't you believe in Cloud? He was right about every situation about Sephiroth. Whereas now, it's very hard. It's difficult because as he's got so many endearing qualities. And the Shinra one was like a good example of how he's not the active type in any conversation. He's not the badass in the way that we expect him to be. But he helps so many people. So technically, by technicality, he's an S plus character. But because he's an S plus character, he has actions that I can't fully follow. So technically he's an S character. You might be right. A seems to be the fairest one for him. I'm trying to figure out what I've decided on him. What did I decide in the last game? He was A. He's still an A. In some ways, I like him less in this game than I do. But we also got to have all the gondola dates with him. We may have to revisit him. All right. Aerith and Tifa. This is really easy, like from a character standpoint, because I love these characters. I love how helpful they are. I love their personalities. I love them both as equally as each other. But I love Tifa's playstyle more than I like Aerith's playstyle. It's just I love Aerith's personality more than I like Tifa. It's a struggle. To figure out what I wanna do here. They're both going in S plus. I'm gonna make that fairly simple. I love them both. I'm sad for one more than the other. They're both going in S plus. This is not up for debate, really. I don't think anyone's gonna disagree with that one. Like, these two are just the same. They're both S plus. I like them more than I like a significant amount of the cast. And I love their personalities. I love what Aerith tries to achieve. I love what Tifa tries to achieve. I love that I do understand that if I had to say something far less, is that I don't like how we know the events of what happened with Crisis Core. Tifa's not revealed what's happened yet. So that's one part. And then there's the other part of Aerith knowing about Zack, but not asking about Cloud. Because it's not like he didn't know about Cloud. Or maybe he didn't, I don't know. But the idea was that that's there. That's where we're at with everything. Do we want to do summons right now? Because it's not really that big of a deal, but I'm just going to go by usage and which ones I like coming back to the most. But we do need to like fix this stuff first. So definitely Aerith and Tifa, I wish they could just be as equal as each other because I love them both. But this is definitely an Aerith game, so I'm going to put Aerith at the front this time around. But I love Tifa. I really do. She's like it's lame, right? Is the obvious character is obvious. Barrett is basically the best character in the entire game, honestly. But this just wins because it's waifu husbandos, all right? Let's just say as it is. It's waifu husbandos. That's the reason why. Then we have the Johnnies, Bugenhagen and Dio. I think that's fair. Then in S rank, we're gonna put Yuffie at the front. We may change some things around because obviously Dine's not a great guy, but I loved his story. I loved his part of the story and his significance. I'm gonna put Wedge. I'm gonna put Rush. And then I'm going to put Chocobo Bit. I'm going to put Rufus. No, Elena. Let's put Elena here. Rude, Rufus Shinra, Chocobo Bit, Dine. Dine may go down to A tier. A rank. I do like Myrna. I want to say I like Cloud. So I want to put Cloud at the front. I want to put her... No, I feel like they should come after. Like, as much as I love the fact that we got to go on a date in Aerith because of her, these characters are more significant than her. So I'm going to put it in this order. So it should be... I'm going to put Cloud at the front. Chadley, Mai. Zack's parents, Myrna, Yorda, the writer. I want to put this character a little bit further ahead because they love Johnny, and who doesn't love Johnny? I may push them down to B tier because they only were in one subquest. But then again, she went up against the S plus tier characters. You know, it's like on the one hand, gotta respect it. You gotta respect that your game recognizes game. You know. Storybook. I'm gonna say this might be a better one. Regina being a recurring character was actually pretty cool, although she had a cardboard, to a certain degree, a bit of a cardboard personality. No, yeah, I think this is fair because Regina comes in quite a lot, and we end her entire career, so you know it's fine. But she respects us now after beating her with the best card in the entire setup, you know? I love his story. So I'm going to go with these two because this is still in the beach section. We still get to have Tifa time, effectively. Barrett. I'm hearing Sephiroth's music right now. Story time. Heidegger song. I like song more than Heidegger, but I gotta respect Heidegger here. Right now, I'm gonna put B tier. Oh no, he's pretty bad. So I'm gonna put Kyrie in B for now. I haven't decided if I'm gonna push it up to A yet. Red 13, Kate. I really like Kate more than I like Red 13 as character to go. Scarlet's hot, and she has a good job, but at the same time, she also wait. What was it? What was my reasoning again? Um, She has a job. She's highly attractive. She has a job. Isn't that such a stupid way of going about it? Let me try that again. She's a high ranking officer in Shinra. That's what I was trying to say. She has a high ranking officer in Shinra. She is highly attractive. People admire to be people want to be a footstool. And she gets taken out by effectively the girl squad in the things. It's pretty significant. I'd say she is a pretty big deal. B rank seems fair. And she has a memorable fight. That's the other one. I want to put, who do I like the least? She does. So I want to put these guys at the end because they are not as memorable. The Grandmaster wise, he's also not that memorable, but he's got a better character design in this situation. Junon, of course, why not? She's more significant than her. Mr. Lockhart, we see him quite a bit. He's quite significant. I don't think I'm more significant than Scarlet, but definitely significant. The Doctor always likes to help. He does his best, so I'm gonna put him here. I like him more. The Grandmaster, the guy of the honeybees, but I've forgotten his name. Snaps tries his best. This guy helps us at the start of the game. I think this is fair. I think this seems like the right list here. Vincent McValentine. Okay. I love Cisne. That's my only bias here. Cisne is great. Rude. She does her best, but she's not got a highest amount of significance. I'm gonna put her at the end because she doesn't really need to be there. The Ginatak. Very memorable moment where he is when they do turn up. I'm gonna put in Madam M's not that memorable. Head Chef not that memorable. The jockey, I want to put the jockey higher up because he's definitely more memorable. The Commandant definitely more memorable. And she has a really cool thing because she has everything to do with the Seventh Infantry. That might push her up to B rank. Honestly, she runs the Seventh Infantry. This is the jockey that helps us in the Dust Bowl. We're gonna put these guys at the end. The head chef. Kid G. I'm gonna put Kid G here because we do deal with him. Well, no, we deal with him far less. Okay, personal preference is this one. I think Kid G being up here seems more fair. She only appears in she's like the head of the squad of the four of them, but she barely ever does anything. That's one. I didn't like the pirate game honestly, and I didn't like the Red 13 game as much. They're cool. Don't get it twisted, but not as cool. She's significant. I feel she does a lot more. I think that's fair. I might push Jesse to D, but I do like Jesse, so it'll be a very hard situation for me to not do that. So I'm gonna put D. I think this is fair. If anything, I feel like I've been more biased to the other side. You'd think there'd be more girls towards the top, but I don't think there is. I think I've been pretty fair on this. The robed characters is still something I'm not sure about. So I'm gonna put these guys at the end. Who do I hate more? No, I don't hate these guys more. I'm gonna. She deserves more towards the end. I do like Biggs more. Chocobo Sam. These are more or less non-memorable character NPCs, but that's because they don't have a huge significance in the game. Um, that should be fair. Doran, I think his name was. Chocobo Sam came back from the first game, so yeah, I remember him. The mayor. The Don is, let's be fair, very memorable. He's got a cool personality. Let's give him his props. I guess he's there. He's definitely there. A lot of these characters don't have as much personality as these guys do. These guys come in like two scenes and they steal the show. I think that's fair. I don't know if she deserves the D at the end, but yeah, I think that's fair. Because everything else is like non. It goes towards like memorable to non-memorable, and these guys are trashed here. So in order of the nicest the nicest trash person I can put in, okay, um, probably this guy because he's done technically nothing wrong. He's just not useful. Then Tissetti Reeves because he tries to do something and still not useful. The difference is he's a person in position. This guy was in the first game, tries to save a girl and fails. Tries to save everyone from Queen's Blood and fails. Kidnaps a robed person and fails. He does our boy Johnny dirty and fails because we're there. And tries to kill Kyrie as well. I forgot about that. And then Don Corneo is Don Corneo. Palmer is Palmer. Genova was completely useless because I have no idea what the hell she was doing around here. Hojo needs to be stabbed in the eye, and Sephiroth killed Aerith. There we go. Jobs are good. I think that's everybody. Um, the question is more like, do we want to? Is there any switch arounds? Do we want to do? This is your only chance. We've got about. I want to give it 10 minutes to figure out whether there's any characters that need to shift up or down. I think this is generally speaking very fair, but I am not giving Zach S rank. Unfortunately, I can't. I can't justify it. I think this might. To be fair, this might be some slight of memeing involved here, but right now it's like every character has to have some level of significance on this, and um, you know what? I'll put Dine here. I think that's fair. I may push. Who is there? Anyone I can push up to S? Is there anyone I can push up to S? That's not Zach. Let's be clear. That's not Zach. I'm gonna push Kyrie up to A. I think she deserves it, and by that extension, she deserves more than most of these characters do. So I'm gonna put them here. I'm gonna put him here. I think that's fair. I like the Doctor more than I do Sid. I'm gonna put this guy here. I want to put her in front of Scarlet. Right. I think that's everything. I don't know if there's any characters I could push up to A or S plus for that matter. The question is, do I want to move anyone down? Oh wait, no, definitely. What am I talking about? Johnny. Yeah, she definitely deserves S plus. She does. She doesn't need to be in Marlene tier. She definitely just deserves S plus straight out. Claudia Strife. I don't know. Did I put in any other rank in the previous one? Claudia was C. She was C rank. You know what? That could be fair. She does barely appear, but we only see her at the start of the game. And I'm kind of sad for it because we only see her at the start of the game and that's it. Like, we don't see, we actually saw the action in this case. I should have put in young Aerith in this. Characters I would just want to protect. Okay, I'm gonna put her. I think I'm gonna move her out. She's gonna go into. She's gonna go to C tier. I think that's fair for her. Now the question is, am I gonna bring out Claudia and Thing? Because Marlene is Marlene. I'm glad the character's getting this. I'm ready to go sleep. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. But yeah, I think this is fair. I think this is as much as I can get from this, honestly. I could put in ones for the summons, but just in case, just so we get the summons out of the way. That's Titan, Ifrit, Shiva, Titan, Ramu, Bahamut Risen, Alexander, Odin. Oh, there was no Fat Chocobo. I forgot about Fat Chocobo. And Phoenix. Just so that I've put them in. These are the only ones I'm going to be dealing with because I've never used these ones. So my favorite one to use a lot of the time is I just like Ifrit has always been the best in my opinion. I think that's the best one. Shiva, I love Shiva's character design, but I didn't use it nearly as much as I did everyone else. So she's gonna win A tier. I love using Titan. Titan was really cool. It's just feels more like that a lot of characters didn't have a freeze thing, so I'm gonna put him in S. Um, Kujata B. Bit of a weird gimmick. Phoenix deserves S plus. Phoenix definitely deserves S plus. You're right. Odin. I just like Odin in general. I think maybe he should go in S. Alexander didn't get to use him as much, so I'm gonna put him in C. And Bahamut Arisen. I like Bahamut Arisen. I like Samurai Dude as well. I never used him though. That's the thing. Oh, you mean Odin? Or do you mean by Samurai Dude? Gilgamesh. Bahamut Arisen. Didn't get to use him all that much, but I'm gonna put him in A tier just because I think he's cool. Chocobo and Thing was C. Maybe in completely useless, honestly. I think it's trash. Completely useless characteristic wise, but I think that's mean, so I'm gonna put him in D. After that, didn't use the others because I didn't have them. The one you kept visiting in a house. Oh yeah, that's Gilgamesh. This guy. I'm gonna put him in C or B. I'm gonna put him in C because I didn't get much interaction with him. But yeah, I think this is fair now. You want him to put him? You want me to put him in B? Why? Just because he's funny? He's fun. Fine, fine, fine. I'll put him in B. I don't entirely agree with it, but I do understand. I think if I stuck around with him longer, then yeah. I like the cutscenes he was in. Yeah, that's fair. Add row below. There we go. There we go. Didn't use. Voila. And such, Zack's Odyssey still continues in the many timelines. 5 seconds of gameplay. That's fair. Can't judge what you didn't use. Yeah, can't judge what you didn't use, except for Faz was mentioned, and therefore the tippy toppiest tier. Clearly. Thank you for sticking around, Mongoose. I really do appreciate it. But yeah, that's us done with the tier list. And I've tried to put as much justification as I can. If you do happen to watch this in post, don't take it too seriously. It's just for fun. But if you do want to make it for yourself, there will be a link of it somewhere down below. But yeah, I enjoyed this. So I'm gonna save it. Title of tier list: Final Fantasy, Final Fantasy Rebirth. There we go. Right. So that should be everything. So if people want to do it, if people want to make it for themselves, there will be one in the Discord. But that's what I've kind of come up with in the meantime. So thank you everybody that stuck around the stream. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, Mongoose. Thank you everybody who's been giving me lip about it. I really do appreciate it. It is in the end for fun. Yeah, it is time for sleep. I have been on for like literally too long. 6 hours, and we got through a lot. So I've still got to do some like content stuff before I leave, but before I go sleep. But I really appreciate everybody that let me stick around for the stream for the majority of today. Thank you again, everybody. Stay safe, everybody. Let me go find someone to raid in the meantime, though. You did good. Yay! um, but yeah, I really loved Aerith and Tifa's character. You know what? I may just do this. Actually, yeah, that's more fair. I love. Sorry. Damn it. This is annoying me. It's annoying me. It's annoying me. It's like, why did Elmira get S plus? Because she's cool and we like her. That's it. She's not changed since remake, and she's still the best. So whatever. Um. Anyway, I will call it there. Thank you everyone for sticking around the stream. I really do appreciate it. Let's go find someone to raid before we go. The raid call will be Happy Fast Day as it always is. Um. We